Coming to you live from the offices of Chapter One Films in Charlotte, North Carolina, this is the 4D Podcast. With your hosts, Nathanael Levinson, Greg Prinz, and Liam Maxwell. A new dimension in entertainment. This is the 4D Podcast.
And we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, we're
all fine here.
How are you?
How are you?
Guys, we're gonna be fine today. I think that is the one note that I'm gonna give people today is that we're gonna be fine.
While I'm setting up,
we're gonna be okay.
Explain what we're doing.
We're really glad you're here. Once again, if you were in the comment section and you were like, hey, what the heck? Why can't I write a comment? It's because you're not subscribed.
Dummy.
You're not following us.
Dummy.
So subscribe, like, follow. We want to hear from you. We want to interact with you during the show. So do that while we get set up. I will inform you guys what's going on. So we have another rankings episode that we're super excited about.
A very special rankings episode.
It's a big one. Okay, so let me just kind of lay down the foundation here while my colleague prepares the episode for us. So Nathaniel and I have been going through movie series. This is kind of like on our own on the side.
A lot of movies.
When I say a lot, I mean, Nathaniel, did you get the final number?
I think it's like 100.
Jeez.
Or it's because hold on. Let me pull up the let's see.
It is a lot of movies. So we basically started with I think it might have been Blade a long time ago, which isn't even included in this rankings because it was that long ago that I don't even remember what those movies were about.
According to my selection here, it's 170.
No way, it's 170.
That's how many different images I downloaded for this.
Okay, well, we might be wrong on that because I don't know if I've had enough time to watch 170 movies.
It's like 12 different. Okay, so let me pull up the series.
It's not 170,
it's 1,
but it's
2,
a lot.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 series. If you do 5 movies a series, that's 120 movies right there.
You know what? You're right.
It is like actual 170 movies. All right, let me put these in
the
proper place. We have watched a lot.
We've watched a lot of movies, guys. So Nathaniel and I have gone through a bunch of different movie series. These are only movie series, so they're not one-off movies. These are things like The Matrix and Back to the Future and the Alien Predator movies and Rocky and there's just a countless number of these that we've watched. Terminator, Fast and Furious, my goodness, Transformers, Mission Impossible. We've just been going through all of this on the side, not really for the podcast. I mean, was it really for the podcast? I guess it was for Dearly Debated, not the 4D Live in Studio podcast. But one of these days we said, okay, we're going to sit down and we're going to rank all of them, all of the individual movies from all these series, and we'll also rank the series themselves. And we've got a really... if Nathaniel was able to complete it, we have a really fun tier list going.
Oh, I was able to complete it. That's why. Well, one of the reasons I'm late is so I had to proctor exams today, and
if
to put
the
this in context, my day job is I teach chemistry.
If the audience doesn't know, our dear Nathaniel here is on the very doorstep of being a doctor.
I got those pieces today.
The ones that we'll
yes, they came in today. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Our dear friend Nathaniel has been hard at work. We have plenty of grace for him. We're grateful he's on the show. He's allowed several close calls.
Okay,
as he
so
needs.
I was planning to do this between my 2 classes, but so I have a class at 8 a.m., which goes to 10:30, and then I have a class at 12:30, which is supposed to go till 3. I got out of my 8 a.m. class at 11:45.
Woof.
And I got out of my 12:30 class also very late. They just took like 4 hours to do this exam, which they shouldn't have.
You know who the real villain here is?
Students. College kids.
Is Liam Maxwell.
Well,
Liam
to the max.
He's
Maxwell.
sitting there with his water bottle.
Yeah, look at this guy. Look how smug he looks.
Dude, Liam, what do you have to say for yourself?
Well, Look, Greg, don't be jealous just because I'm better at volleyball than you are. And I know I bring this up a lot, but it hasn't changed. So as long as it's true,
Liam.
that's right. Also, I liked American Beauty.
Oh my gosh.
So that was the other thing is I decided to go ahead and put all the Disney movies and all the movies we've done video podcasts for. I put those on here too. So Oppenheimer's on here and not in the series, but in the
Individual
total movies. So that's where we're getting 170 because there's
Okay.
like an extra 30 in there.
Okay. That checks out. 170 was scaring me. Although this still means that we've watched 170 over the last 2 years.
Yep.
So anyways,
All right, hold on a second. It's actually lagging.
completing our thought. So we've gone through all these series kind of on our own, thinking maybe we do a podcast per series. It was the initial idea for the just strictly audio version of the Dearly Debated, and then Dearly Debated Deep Dives, which is what you're watching now, was more specific to individual movies. But occasionally we'll like to have a little fun. We'll do a rankings episode where we'll sit here and we'll just kind of briefly touch on all the different movies we've gone through and then put them in their own tiers. And that's what we're going to do today. We're super excited. We're really excited for Liam to be here too. He has a new water bottle. I don't know if you guys want to.
Look, guys, I've been hanging out with Jakob, and he says that I should be in control of the podcast, and also I should get more money than you guys.
Oh, Liam, we're really glad you're here, bud. We're really glad that you're.
So the good news for you, Greg,
real.
is that means that Con Air is on here.
Let's go. Con Air is amazing. Okay, so you let me know when this tier list is
almost ready.
Okay, yeah, you're good.
I have it. The images are all there. It's
Right.
just the one with 170 images, for understandable reasons, is lagging just a bit.
Yeah. That is.
All right, let me. If you give me. I will be ready in about 20,
No.
30 seconds.
No, you're good.
I think this,
In the meantime, audience, let's hear from you guys. What are some movies that you love? What are some movies you guys want to see us talk about? Reach out if you want to be on the show sometimes, even if you're not watching this live, if you're watching a recorded version, reach out to us here in the Dearly Debated and let us know what you think, when you want to be on the show, what kind of movies you'd like us to talk about. We're here to hear from you guys, and we love watching movies, so give us some suggestions. We love that. And just get prepared to disagree with us a lot. This is why it's called the Dearly Debated, is because we plan to debate.
All right, so I am
these
ready
rankings.
whenever.
Okay, yeah, so we can switch over to audience can see now. We are on.
You can see.
We are on.
Excellent. So you can see. So this is a typical tier maker
Yeah.
list. As you can see, we have grades. We were going to grade all the movies from superior, down the way, awesome, baller, competent, doo-doo, and finally failure. Now, Greg and I are going to briefly discuss. We got a lot of movies to go through, so we're going to try to do this in a reasonable fashion, not be here for 10 hours. But there are some movies that we went ahead and pre-tiered because we knew where they were going to go. And that's above superior, you have the Lord of the Rings tier.
What an amazing.
So if you argue with that, go watch the Lord of the Rings movies, and then we can talk about it. Because if you haven't watched the movies, then you're wrong.
They
and if
belong
you
in
watch
their
them
own
and
tier.
don't think they belong there, you're wrong, and you don't understand movies. And just go read books, nerd. And then if you go down below failure tier is, of course, the Last Jedi tier, where the Last Jedi resides. So we'll see if anything now obviously nothing's going to make it into the Lord of the Rings tier, but we'll see if any of these movies make it down into the Last Jedi tier. So
I feel like they're not as bad as these movies are. No movie has been as offensive to me.
all right,
as
now these are all
TLJ.
jumbled, but I actually think that's a good thing. So I uploaded them in order, but the tier maker thing just scrambled them. So we're just gonna go through them one at a time. I'm starting with the Hebrew Hammer.
The Hebrew
Hebrew
Hammer.
I would put it under B for baller. And of course, that's my Jewish blood. But I wouldn't go lower.
So we don't have an exact mid tier, do we? We have either
C is the mid tier. C is exactly mid.
no, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's definitely not. There.
You want me to add a tier?
Well, I mean, I'm. It's fine. I'm just pointing that out.
Here,
that
I got you.
That I can't. I
Well, I
can't
above.
now just say, hey, a movie, because I think I'm gonna cop out and just most of the time say that movie was effectively useless. It just belongs in the middle. Not necessarily that I'd say that about the Hebrew Hammer. Exact mid, pink.
There you go.
All right. I I think if I'm being as objective as possible, it probably belongs in the mid category. But comedies are hard to they're hard to judge. Let's keep it in baller. We'll keep it in baller.
Okay, you have to admit the Jewish guilt. There are moments of that where you're like, yeah, even if you don't get all the Jew jokes,
yeah. No,
there are moments in that movie where you're like, aha. So I think for that it goes in baller.
There's definitely some solid comedy,
and it's got like it's definitely got its own flavor. It's not a bland movie.
Okay, for sure.
Okay. How the Grinch. I'm gonna put this in S, if that's okay with you.
S tier
for How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the OG, absolutely,
dude. Man, this is gonna get too jumbled. Let's save that a little bit. Let's save that for like.
But I will not go lower than A tier for How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It is the best Christmas movie of all time.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, now this is where it's gonna get confusing though, putting Christmas movies in this tier list because. Like what place does that have versus
in the context of when do you watch a Christmas movie? You watch it at Christmas. Yeah, if you're watching it outside of that context, then maybe you're not in the mood for it. But who watches Christmas movies not at Christmas time? So I don't think that there's only the three. I just pulled everything we did. Okay.
That's fine. It can exist in the awesome tier. That's okay.
It belongs in the superior tier, but I will. It's Wonderful Life.
A tier as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Awesome tier.
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
I'm gonna say mid tier for me.
Really?
What do you think?
I think it's baller.
Yeah.
I think it's B tier. I really like it.
Okay.
I don't think it's mid. It's not a mid movie. It has.
Okay.
It has.
I will
again,
be
when I think mid, I think movies that
smart.
like shoot Ghostbusters. I forgot to put those on here.
Yeah, sure.
I forgot about Ghostbusters. Like Ghostbusters 2, that would be a mid movie. Like
right.
It just passes in and out of existence. So I wouldn't call this mid. Okay. I would call it. I would call it above mid.
I'm cool with that.
Mulan, S tier.
Mulan, we're gonna go
animated S tier. 100% Mulan.
Yeah, Mulan's gonna go there for sure.
A little bit. Original Cinderella.
Exactly mid.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say exactly mid. Yeah.
Animated Dumbo. I'm kind of feeling doo-doo here. I would be okay putting in a competent tier, but in my heart says doo-doo tier.
I'm going to say competent just because I think the other movies that we're going to be comparing this to are going to get pretty rancid.
We can move things as we fill it in. We're like, no, this needs to move up or down.
I think that might happen with that. So let's go ahead and put it up one up.
And keep in mind when you do this, the thing at the front of the tier is considered the better movie. So I'll move Hebrew Hammer down.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Next is Peter Pan and Wendy.
Oh boy,
that's definitely F. But does that go to Last Jedi tier? 'Cause that one is.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
That's Last Jedi tier.
We'll put it in Last Jedi tier for now, and then we'll see
but
if
that
by the
movie
end
was toxic.
Yeah, the movie was really bad.
Was cancerous.
The movie was
Con Air, S tier.
S tier for Con Air for sure.
Under Mulan, but S tier. I don't think that's that controversial. I don't think that's that controversial.
Yeah, okay. Well,
it's still on S tier, Greg.
Yeah, no, that's great. I'm for that. Let's go. We got to start racing through these because we got a lot.
Kenneth Branagh Cinderella, I think baller.
Yeah.
The live action Cinderella?
Yeah. I would definitely say baller.
Live action Little Mermaid, failure.
We're gonna go doo-doo.
Doo-doo. I'm okay with doo-doo.
I think doo-doo just because it really was. Out of the offensive live action ones, it was the least of the offensive.
Yeah, you know what?
I
agree with that. I agree with that. So we'll go doo-doo tier. Original Beauty and the Beast.
I'm gonna put their awesome tier.
Yeah. And I'm putting it at the top.
I know I have it a little further, but I think I know I'm slightly biased in that.
Yeah, but I'm gonna put it at the top of awesome tier for now.
I'm with that.
Lion King, S tier.
I would put that in awesome tier with Beauty and the Beast too.
I'm okay with that. Yeah,
because I think all of us. Wasn't it the kind of. Was it unanimous that we said Mulan was better than Lion King?
I think. I liked Mulan better. You were kind of on the fence on that, and I think Liam likes Lion King better. But so then Lion King goes A tier and Mulan goes S tier.
I thought I had Mulan up, but
Liam's wrong, so we're just gonna do that.
We can keep it down.
Original Aladdin.
We'll put that baller tier, but pretty high.
Really, I think it's.
Yeah, okay,
I would
put
say
it. Yeah,
tier,
let's put it up an awesome tier too. Yeah, let's put it up there.
I mean, Robin Williams is just so iconic in that movie.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. That movie is phenomenal. I'm with that. Let's keep
animated lady in the tramp. Maybe competent.
Actually, let's no competent. I was thinking the live action one. Yeah, let's do competent. That's fine. It's not. It's at the very least short.
Live action Pinocchio. And I know you like this more than I did, but
we'll keep it incompetent.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
We might be able to drop these down. That's okay.
I will happily put it above Dumbo.
Okay.
Live action Lady in the Tramp.
We're gonna go down to
just look
failure.
at these two posters.
Woof.
Like, come on.
Literally
yeah, that's
woof.
definitely failure. 100%.
We're gonna do failure for sure.
Live action Pinocchio.
Failure.
Failure. That live action Beauty and the Beast. I think
Doo-doo.
Doo-doo, yeah. But
Doo-doo
above
for
or below
sure.
live action Little Mermaid?
Below.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Below.
I agree. OG Jungle Book. I think
I
B tier.
love that
I know you do.
movie.
I could go low A tier, but for me it feels like high B.
We'll keep it high B for now.
Okay.
The
Yeah,
highest
again,
of
we can
B,
shuffle, we can shuffle, we
and
can
we can
shuffle.
shuffle if we need to.
And chat, feel free to jump in any point you
Yeah.
disagree.
B if you think this is atrocious, just
And
let us
we're
know.
going quickly, so
Yeah.
because we again
We've got a lot to get to, and we are also planning
we've got a
on
lot.
doing the individual series,
which won't take
themselves.
nearly as long. There's
Yes.
only 20 of those.
Yes.
All right, live action Peter Pan.
We'll put that in the competent as well.
Yeah, I'll put it at top of competition.
Yeah,
'Cause
let's put- yeah.
Unlike Liam, I at least enjoyed watching
Yeah.
it, but I was like, I don't need to watch it again. Live action Jungle Book.
Competent.
Yeah,
it
like-
might be the best of competent because it might be exact mid. I don't know.
I would be okay putting it in
It's
exact
a better
mid.
story than the others, but
Yeah.
it's not as. Yeah, let's keep it at the bottom of mid.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Live action Lion King. I think failure.
Failure or doo doo, one of the two.
Well, the reason I think like on its own, like compared to the other live actions, I think it's doo-doo, but compared to its original, it's definitely failure.
That's a
Because
good
it's
point.
like
let's keep
Lion
it.
King.
Let's keep it at the bottom of doo doo
Yeah.
and see if we eventually
But-
knock it down. Because
yeah.
I just think that live action Pinocchio and Lady and the
Our
Tramp
tier worse.
were a little
Yeah,
were a
that's
little
fair enough.
step
That's-
down.
That's very fair. That's fair. We can always add another tier. If we're like,
Sure.
we need another tier for this.
yeah.
A live action Dumbo.
That's
That's,
gonna
failure.
failure, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Original Little Mermaid. I think definitely B. Maybe A tier.
I would put it just below Jungle Book on the B tier.
Okay, I'm okay with
Some
this.
people like that higher, but I
think I like Little Mermaid better, but I'm okay with them both being on the same tier.
okay.
Live action Aladdin. I might put this in baller.
It's not quite baller.
At the
There-
very
there
least,
was-
I put it in competent.
I think that okay. So I think in memory of us going through this again, this was a little while ago. I think this one kind of caught us off guard, and we're like, "Hey, it wasn't all that bad. It was still pretty. There were some
The thing
pretty
is, like,
whack moments
yeah,
about this
the-
movie,
the,
but
the opening is awful,
the opening's awful.
and then the middle is great, and then the ending's kind of wimpy, and then everything that the princess
there are
does is like
several-
pointless.
Yeah, the princess's character definitely brings the whole thing down,
So
and then
I
I
it's
would
got
put it
good
in
parts
exact
and bad
mid.
parts. I put it in exact mid because it like kind of the goods and the bads kind of balance out. Yeah.
Yes.
Failure. Actually,
yeah,
that might almost be Last Jedi tier.
We'll keep it in failure for now,
I'm-
just
I'm
because
keeping it at
Last
the bottom of
we
failure,
need
but-
to be really careful with what
I
we
know.
do with Last
Again,
Jedi tier.
Yeah. I think Peter Pan and Wendy just so toxic.
Yes,
and we
yeah.
can make another one like worse than failure.
Sure.
And just keep Last Jedi as a tier. Solo. I think doo-doo tier.
Let's go to failure tier. I really hated Solo.
I'm okay with it. It's not a good movie,
really
but
hated that
it's a
movie.
high failure. It's certainly better than these live action movies.
Sure, I guess.
Which Star Wars is this? Rise of Skywalker. No, that's The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens.
The Force Awakens, I would put in failure.
Failure?
The bottom of failure.
But I would put it
I would not.
I would put it above these live actions I can't watch again. I could watch Force Awakens, although I never will. What do you think it's below Solo too? I get why you feel that way, but think about the movie on its own rather than as the part of the trilogy.
But the problem is that it does exist as a part of a trilogy.
I know.
Because of the ensuing movies, it makes zero sense, and it's just a part of one of the most disgraceful things in Star Wars. I don't know. Okay, you pick where it goes in failure tier, but
It definitely. No, I agree. It's in failure.
Okay.
Failure tier. All right,
Liam, what do
next
you think?
Is Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope. I think that's A tier at least.
Yeah, that's a tier. I think all of.
I think the whole original trilogy actually belongs in S tier.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't hesitate to put any of them out of S tier above everything.
Empire Strikes Back, 100% S
S
tier.
tier,
Like no
S
question
tier.
about that. No question about that.
New Hope S
Yeah, New Hope, S
tier.
tier.
All right, so now we're getting
100%.
past all the Disney garbage.
Yeah, the Disney gobbledygook.
All right.
Jason Bourne, the 5th Jason Bourne movie. I think that one was doo-doo.
Yeah, that was really bad.
That one was not good. Bourne Ultimatum. I think.
Bourne Ultimatum was a part of the trilogy. It was
Yeah.
solid.
It was solid.
I would put it down in baller.
Yeah.
Because the series in total is actually going to be fairly high on
Yeah.
my series list.
I agree.
But that one was where it was like, hey, this needs to end now. It's getting a little out there.
Yeah. episode 1.
no,
this is episode 3. Revenge of the Sith. I'm okay with it being in baller tier. I like these movies.
I'm okay with it being in awesome tier. I mean, I'm a prequel defender, and I think it gains status for being in such an amazing series. Like, I'm one of those. Like, I'm not trying to
kind of your same reasoning for putting Force Awakens at the bottom of F tier.
Yes, I mean, it has to go into it a little bit.
How about I put it at high B tier for now?
It refuses to let
It refuses
Jungle
to
Book
go.
not.
Yeah, it's like, no, Jungle Book is better. Born Supremacy. I think I think that one's awesome.
Yeah, I think it would go into the awesome tier.
Episode 2, Revenge of the Sith. I'll tell you what. I will let you put one sequel movie in awesome.
Episode
Which
2,
do you think
Attack
is the
of the
best?
Clones.
Attack of the
Nathaniel,
Clones.
come on, my dude.
Episode 2. Okay. So Revenge of the Sith, Attack of the Clones, or Phantom Menace. Which one do you think deserves? Among those
Revenge
three, which
of
one
the
is
Sith
A tier?
definitely deserves to be
Okay.
A tier.
I'll put that one in A tier, and I'll put the other two in B tier.
Okay.
And I think 2 is better than 1. Although no, actually, even though 1 has more fluff,
Yeah.
it has like so many just absolutely iconic moments that I'm gonna put that higher. Rogue One. I think Rogue One.
Rogue One is solid.
I think it's A tier.
It's no.
No, okay.
No, I would put it
In B tier
I
below.
would put it in baller below the prequels. That's my personal opinion.
That's fine.
I'm
fine with
gonna
that.
have
I really
strong
enjoyed
opinions on Star Wars.
I know
movies.
you are.
It was the only ones that
Freaking
I'm gonna
nerd.
have. But other than that, like, I'm gonna be very objective.
Hey, look, another failure movie, Born Legacy.
Born legs.
Born
I mean,
legs.
failure or doo doo. You pick your choice.
Oh, it's definitely a failure compared to Jason Bourne. That's
Jason
doo-doo.
Bourne should be failure.
Born
too,
Legacy,
then.
really? Because Jason Bourne, at least, like, it wasn't good, but
Tell
at least
me
had
what that movie was about.
it at least had a story. Whereas
was the
Born
story?
Legacy just ended.
I
Right?
don't-
We literally at Born Legacy, we were like, wait, what was that the end of the movie?
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah. So I think I'll be okay putting Jason Bourne down in Failure Town, but Born Legacy is definitely worse.
Okay.
Underworld. Oh, is this the no Awakening, the 4th one, the one where they time skip and they just kill off the dude. I think that's doo-doo tier. The 4th one.
That was pretty bad.
That one was pretty bad.
And then the next one was
Mission Impossible Fallout. This is the 6th Mission Impossible 6. That one was good.
Mission Impossible. Oh my gosh, I can't.
It's been a while since I watched those. I'm just gonna put the Mission Impossible in baller tier.
Okay, yeah, Mission Impossible can be baller tier.
Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker
Failure.
can be almost in Last Jedi tier, but yeah, we'll put it at the bottom of failure. Born Identity, Skyrocket,
At least an
mofo.
A. You think
Maybe
A,
an
maybe an
S
S.
tier. Yeah.
I think it's an S.
A low
It's
S.
So good.
Yeah.
Rogue Nation. That was the 5th one.
5th one.
Baller.
Baller is fine.
We can remember that later. Ghost Protocol, baller. MI3, I think that one's A tier.
MI3 might be S tier. That movie is amazing.
Yeah, that one was. Yeah, I'm good with that. That one was really
Yeah,
good.
the
MI2, I think.
But that was the joke one.
That was the joke
That's
one.
gonna
That
go down
one's,
in doo doo. That
yeah,
movie
that
is
one was definitely
hilariously bad.
But it's doo doo in like a fun way.
It has the smack. It has the smoke machine. It has It has like the random terrible cuts.
that was
where
was
the guy's doing like a
I
front
think that
flip
was
and
the
it cuts
first.
to.
I think that was the first movie where we stopped
Yeah.
and had to rewind parts several times because we were laughing so hard at how bad it is.
It was atrocious. That movie is a joke. That movie.
There
I'm
are more
surprised it
movies
was
on
made.
this list that have that same
That
thing.
should be its own tier. Like,
you know what?
so bad it's
let's,
good.
Yeah, let's. Where do we? I'll put that between competent and doo doo. How about that?
So bad it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What color should we
Because
give it?
we
Let's
are
give that
going to
one.
have. We're gonna have a few in there. I can already think of 3.
Yeah,
could
yeah. It's
potentially
definitely going to
more.
be. It's going to be hotly contested.
People are gonna hate us for it.
They hate us because they ain't us, Chuck. Let's do green.
But you can put. So I would put.
Nope. Yep.
There we go. What are we gonna call it? So bad it's good.
Oops, I put an enter there. Okay. All right, so bad it's good tier for sure. Mission Impossible 2 goes there.
Yes.
Any of the other movies? I think you know what? I think Hebrew Hammer might go in that.
Yeah.
tier.
I think
it's a good
that's
tier for
actually a
Hebrew.
perfect.
That's a perfect
that's a
tier for
perfect
Hebrew
tier for
Hammer.
Hebrew Hammer.
What else do we have on here? Let's look at the doo-doo tier. I don't think any of this goes in there.
those are actually offensive.
Yeah, I think
No.
so far it's just these two. Mission Impossible 1, I think that's
That's a
baller
baller.
tier.
Yeah, baller or yeah, that's baller.
Yeah, I
that's
think it's
baller.
a baller movie. American Beauty.
Boy,
Where are we gonna put this one?
I would put it in either doo doo or failure.
I'm gonna put it in doo because like failure. It didn't fail at what it set out to do. Just what it set out to do was incredibly uncomfortable. So I'll put it in doo tier.
It's actually a well-made movie with really good acting. It's just the story it tells is just repulsive. I don't know.
Maybe we need. I don't want to like make so many tiers, but I'm okay with
no,
tier.
that's fine.
Moneyball, A tier, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I really like this.
I know you would put it in S tier, but when I think about like sports movies,
I don't think I'd put it in S tier.
I'm happy putting it in A tier.
Bottom of A is fine for me. Liam, I think
really
would throw it up there. I know it wasn't.
Oppenheimer.
This is going to be interesting. Okay,
I think it's definitely A tier, but the question is it S tier?
I can't put it S tier because there are so many other Nolan movies that I'd put above it.
Yeah. I think if it had been an hour shorter, I would have put it in an S tier.
Yeah, there are definitely elements of it that make it an S tier movie, but I would put it above The Grinch, maybe right in there.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
As far as just how good of an objective movie it's
here. I'm just going to move The Grinch and His Wonderful Life to the bottom because they're Christmas movies. So.
Yeah, there we go. That gives it a little. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Underworld, the Blood Wars, the one we just watched.
Oh, that one could be Last Jedi too.
Yeah,
that was the bottom of failure. That was one of the worst viewing experiences we've ever had.
I agree. That
was surprisingly.
That was like shockingly bad.
We
literally sunk in the tub. Like, why is this movie not over? It was
a hot tub.
It was
movie.
bad. Underworld 1, I think
solid. That's a good.
At least baller tier.
Yeah, that's it. It's baller tier. It's got some problems, but it was the start of a fun series.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything groundbreaking, but it was very fun. It's cool.
Yeah, I'll put it above Rogue One.
Yeah, very good movie.
Underworld Evolution, the second one. I think that one was competent.
Yeah,
it was fine. It wasn't great. It was fine.
I think. Yeah, I'd put it above those. What does the bottom of the next tier look like?
American Beauty.
No, scroll up.
Aladdin. That's the exact mids.
Yeah, I would put it in the top in the mids.
Yeah,
I would put it up there in the mids.
Well, I feel like the mids is for movies that are so generic that you just kind of forget about them.
Well, I mean,
it's fine. We can
move it around.
I'm fine with
well, because I think that it's on the shoulders of a decent movie before it. It was actually kind of fun to see where the characters went. I think that they made a lot of mistakes with what they did, and it's not maybe the most phenomenal movie, but.
Terminator Dark Fate.
Oh gosh, bottom of failure. Bottom of failure. That one might be
L.I. That's doo-doo tier for sure.
Yeah, it's doo-doo tier.
Original Terminator, I think A tier.
A tier, maybe S.
Yeah.
Probably
I think low A for Terminator 1.
And then high A for Terminator 2 or
I think S tier for Terminator 2. I don't think anyone can argue with that.
I think
Terminator
they're both really good, but
I do too.
Yeah, you can throw 2 up in
Terminator
S tier.
2 is just like such a good movie.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely putting Terminator. Whoops. Sorry, that's Terminator 3. That goes down to doo-doo.
Oh boy.
Actually, does that go to so bad it's good?
This is the one we had slightly different opinions on this. I really hated.
I'll put it. For you, I will put it in doo-doo tier, but I'm putting it above Salvation.
Okay, yeah. So
and I'm putting Genesis below Salvation. How about that?
I really
actually
didn't like
should Genesis
3.
go to failure as well, above Dark Fate?
Genesis.
That was the one where.
He was just like an old man.
Yeah,
and he had like a life.
But no. It was like the wispy girl was.
The broccoli girl.
Yeah, no. Broccoli girl
was Dark Fate. Broccoli girl was Dark Fate.
Broccoli girl was Dark Fate. No, Genesis was John Connor becomes a Terminator. Spoiler alert.
Oh gosh.
Right, and the person who was playing Sarah Connor was like 10 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah, let's.
That was definitely a failure.
Yeah, that was a failure.
Underworld, Rise of the Lycans.
That was better, I think, than 2. Honestly, I'll
put it in the mid tier with Evolution.
Yeah, you put it 1 tier behind. No, okay, let's keep it down.
Tier? I don't think
no. Yeah, it's not baller. It's not baller.
Judgment Day. That's S tier.
Judgment Day. That's 2. Yeah, that is Terminator 2.
That's up there. Terminator 2 is
phenomenal movie.
Really good movie. The Batman.
Okay, man, this is going to be an interesting one.
So where do you put the Batman?
Okay, so, man, a lot of people I really admire love this movie a lot. I can see all of the elements and the things they're talking about as to why they think it's good. I thought that it had huge holes in it, and I thought that his character was really one-dimensional and just kind of failed.
I agree. Are you okay putting it in
competent? But it looks so cool, and the music is amazing. You
want to put it bottom of baller?
I would put it at top of competent.
That's I would agree with that.
Because I think that how well it's done drags it up, but my personal feelings about the story
is Batman versus Superman Last Jedi tier.
It's not Last Jedi
not,
tier,
but it's definitely failure.
It is failure.
100% failure.
I would put it up. Yeah, that's a good spot for it where you have it there.
Dark Knight Rises. I think
Dark Knight Rises should
probably
be
high C, low B.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I would put
definitely
low
above
baller.
the Batman.
Let's put it in low baller.
Low baller. I'm okay with
low,
that. I'm okay with low baller.
Yeah.
Dark Knight S tier.
Dark Knight is S tier.
100%.
Oh boy.
I'm going to. Okay, Batman Forever. That was the Val Kilmer one, right?
You see, they kind of
That
blend
one
together.
I think
a
is
bit for
that
me.
one's so Batman Forever. I think is doo doo. That was the one with Jim Carrey and
Oh,
James
yeah.
Olmos. That one I think is doo doo tier.
Yeah, that one's bad.
Batman and Robin, I would argue, is so bad it's good.
Yes, yeah, exactly. That one's in the so bad it's good category.
I was dying laughing watching that movie
because you get a lot of this weird homoerotic, like zoom in on Batman's butt and he like turns and like,
Arnold. Is so you're talking about the Val Kilmer one?
That's the Val Kilmer one.
Yeah, that's
With
why it's
bat
a doo doo
nipples?
tier. They have the bat nipples debuted in they stayed in Batman and Robin too.
Oh man, that one was.
But they had the Bat credit card and Bane with the trilogy. Yeah, that's definitely so bad it's good.
And then we have
Batman with Jack Nicholson Joker.
So that's the very first one.
We were not huge fans of this one.
Yeah, this is supposed to be the classic one. I
would put it in C tier. I'd put it in competent.
I would just say competent.
But the question is, do you think
low
above
competent?
the Batman or below? I think I would put it below the Batman.
Yeah, I would put it below.
Yeah.
I don't have any interest in watching any of these movies.
Yeah, I agree. Batman Begins, I think A tier.
I
know you
say
think it A tier, but
I
I would
S
say
tier.
I know you think S tier. I would put it high A.
Okay, well,
I
I'll
think-
let you balance me out.
Yeah,
I would.
'cause I think Dark Knight is just superior.
I'm one of the few that thinks it's the superior version. I think. It's
I
the
know.
better
Well, you're
one.
wrong.
Dark
Ocean's
Knight.
8, doo-doo
Boy.
or failure.
I think it's high failure. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know. That movie was rancid.
Yeah. Ocean's 12, I think might be
Baller.
really 12. I thought 12 was not good compared to like 11 or 13.
Yeah, but it's still got such amazing characters that you're watching it and you're just enjoying.
So maybe like
Maybe
competent?
high exact mid. High mid.
I mean, I
It's
definitely
above
watch it
competent.
over Underworld. So
Yeah.
Ocean's 11, I think
A or S?
yeah,
I don't know.
I think
It's up
high.
there.
I think high A for sure.
It might break. Yeah,
might break it
that
S.
first one,
Let's
it's
put it
just
at high.
incredible.
It's so good.
The characters they introduce.
The Frank Sinatra version, I think that one's high B.
Yeah,
it was
it's high
really
B.
enjoyable.
It was solid. Yeah, for a much different reason. It's like a completely different,
completely
movie.
different movie. I
nothing,
agree. I
nothing
agree.
like,
But
nothing
man,
like
that
the remakes.
ending made me smile.
The ending was like you had to stop and sit there for a while.
That was
and go,
beautiful.
Oh my gosh, is that really how they're ending it?
The Batman with Catwoman,
I hated this one.
I did too.
I think that
definitely doo-doo
Danny
tier.
DeVito is so gross looking in that movie that like
I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it mid B or
Mid B is fine.
mid D tier.
yeah. Here we go, and here
Mummy,
we
the one where he flies
go.
sideways into the dude.
So here's the question: does that make it into the so bad it's good? Because I think that one was kind of just bad.
That one was So that
It
one I
tried
think
desperately.
is just. I think that one's doo doo tier.
Yeah, I would say it's,
High
it's-
doo-doo.
It's I don't even know high. I'd say
Mid
it's low
doo-doo.
It had nothing. There was no
right.
redeemable.
Low
like,
doo-doo.
was there anything about that movie that you liked or enjoyed or remembered?
Yes, there was that one thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It was weird too because it started and I actually liked the kid character, and then as soon as he gets back with his parents, I'm like, wait, this kid's an asshole.
And then he has this weird chemistry with a
Weird
girl that
chemistry
tried to
with the
kill
girl.
him.
Yeah,
I don't know.
definitely. Okay, yeah. Now the Mummy Returns is
Is so bad it's good, but at the very top, like it can't be beat.
yeah, I agree. I agree.
No,
We gotta have that clip, but you can just play it.
So to the audience, there is a moment at the end of this
it's
movie.
at the very end of the movie.
You guys have to watch this movie just for this moment. If that's all you do for the next 5 days, is
It's like
just try to
it's
find
like
this.
at 1 hour and 54 minutes.
Yes.
I think.
So they just released Dwayne the Rock Johnson playing
Dwayne the Scorpion
King.
Johnson, Dwayne the PS1 Johnson.
And the whole idea is that Emotep has to kill this Scorpion King to gain his army. So this is the whole plot of Emotep. He's trying to get this guy out so he can kill him. So he releases him, but then, plot twist, O'Connell kills him. And obviously you're like, oh, he's going to be really upset about this. Emotep's going to be mad. So he comes and slides in like almost on one knee.
Throws his hands
at the
out.
scene of O'Connell stabbing the Scorpion King and goes, no! like a stage play, like pointing to something with both hands, and it dropped me and Nathaniel in our.
Oh, we must have rewound it 7 times.
Like it stopped us dead in our tracks. Like no lie, we both panicked. Like we were like, there's no way this could be as amazing as it is right now. I clipped it into a sticker that I can text people. I have the video of it on my phone. And I'm trying to find some way to add it in. I could add the sound bite, but the sound bite isn't anything without the visuals.
No. That's a project I want to do. Is just go in and green screen out just Imhotep so I can add it as a reaction to
to anything
I need
bad.
to anything.
Yeah.
Just Imhotep coming and going no, kind of like people have done the Will Smith slap. I want that. That is our Will Smith slap.
It's just incredible. Please go and watch it if you want to laugh. Go and watch that portion. It's amazing.
So good.
All right. Ocean's 13,
I think
jumps back above 12 for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
It is.
Whoops.
It's in between
Hold
11
on.
and 12.
Yeah, I agree with that. So, bottom of B tier.
Yeah, it's a baller tier.
The Mummy with Tom Cruise. Actually, I think this feels like exact
fine.
mid.
Yes, I would 100% agree. Like, I actually didn't think that was all that terrible, considering the rest of the movies in that series, which were pretty bad.
It was like perfectly watchable.
It was fine. And
Tom
it's
Cruise
funny,
was kind of a monkey, but
it was funny that was the one that killed the series. They're like, oh, we can't make anything. I'm like, you kind of introduced a decent little extended world that could grow into something interesting, but I guess it just didn't make the money. And when it can't make the money,
all right, original Mummy.
I don't think it was that great.
Okay. The other thing we forgot about Mummy 3 that puts it in doo-doo tier was Brendan Fraser is literally dying.
Yeah, well, that's why I would say it almost is in failure tier. Why don't you drop that down into failure?
I'm okay with that. The thing is, like, he didn't have control over that.
Oh, it's not even a knock on him. It's a knock on the movie itself. But like that
it's
belongs
like tragic.
in failure tier.
Like, so to just briefly tell the listeners, like, Brendan Fraser retired from acting for a long time after this because his body was so beat up and he needed like vocal cord surgery and like all this crazy stuff. His body was just jacked up.
So he actually had that surgery, and so in the movie, me and Nathaniel both pointed out, we're like,
sounds like
why
he's
does he
constantly
sound
out
like
of breath and like he's trying,
dying.
he's squeezing words out, and
because he
actually was, and it's painful. And that adds a layer of like, I don't want to watch this movie because this man is actually dying.
Yeah, it is uncomfortable.
But
to
he's
watch.
fine now. He's recovered.
He's fine
He's in the
now. How are you?
How are you? All right. The original Mummy, I competent.
High competent.
Yeah.
It's funny that we ranked the highest Mummy, the one that killed the series, in the exact mid, and that's the highest they go.
Right? Yeah. 66 Batman.
Oh gosh. See, we're gonna disagree.
I know we're gonna disagree, but you know, I made you watch it. I think it goes in A tier. My heart puts it in S tier. I think it goes in A tier because it's like the essence of what Batman was at the time, and it's fun. It's a fun movie to watch.
I don't know,
and it's not super long.
I would have it at exact mid, so maybe we can compromise and say
Put
top
it in
of
B
baller.
tier. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I will allow that, even though my heart says it's S tier.
I understand you do.
But of course, I'm a Batman fan, and you're not. You're a Nolan
Okay.
fan. Yeah, that's right. I went there, bitch. I'm just kidding. Lego Batman, I think that's A tier.
I would have the same comment for
B
Lego
tier?
Batman, that it would just be BT. Like, I think they're fine, but I don't think that they.
It's because you don't have any joy in your life, Greg.
The penal lore of those movies.
Hey, I don't like him.
Hey, I don't like him.
Equalizer 3. Equalizer 3.
This is the one where he's in Italy.
Yeah.
This is the newest one.
Yeah.
It just came out.
It was pretty good.
It was pretty good. I think it belongs above exact mid. Whatever one's above
like
exact
low B.
mid.
Low B.
Yeah, low B. Let's go give it a low B.
Equalizer 2. I don't remember what happened in that one.
That's the one where it's a little more espionage. He kills a guy with a harpoon gun at the end.
Yeah. It's the one where it's like the drug lord thing.
Yeah, and then he finds out his buddy's double crossing him.
Yeah.
The first one's great. The first one I think is A tier.
I agree.
And I think those two are in the B tier.
I agree. Now,
what do we got here? John Wick 4.
I will let you. I have not seen this one, so you rank
this is one of the few.
Yeah, it's this one, and then I think there's one other movie on here that you've seen that I haven't.
So this is. Well, I wish you had seen this one because this one's a little more complicated to rank. It does some things for an action movie that they've never really done before. It is some amazing. There is a
really good cinematography. The dragon breath scene.
Yeah, specific scene where they use for the audience. A dragon breath is a type of bullet you can use that kind of bursts into fire. So he puts dragon breath bullets in the shotgun. This is a real thing that you can do. And so it shoots a shotgun like a normal shotgun, but it shoots fire out with it. And he's going through in this one scene. He's pretty much walking through an entire building, but the view is like it's almost like a game
Top-down
of
video
it's like a
game.
game of Clue. Like you're looking down from the top into the buildings as he's walking room to room upstairs, and he's this very, very long scene. That was pretty incredible to me, and there was a lot of that. However, the movie was like 3.5 hours of just murdering people. It belongs below the other ones in the series for that reason. Maybe not below 2 because 2 was a little whack, but I mean, it's a great action movie, so I would put it in low baller to exact mid. It doesn't feel like an exact mid movie. It's definitely more fun than an exact
So I'll put it in
mid.
low B.
Yeah, I'd put side low B.
And then John Wick 3.
John Wick 3 can make it into B as well.
Yeah, I think but higher.
Yeah, a little higher.
Pretty much higher. Like I like 3 quite a bit.
Yeah.
But that's where the lore starts to get like really convoluted.
Yeah, 2 was
John Wick 1 I think
was
is at
excellent.
least A tier.
It might, yeah,
It might be S
It might
tier.
be S tier. John Wick 1 is one of the
and
one of the
it
best
kind of
action movies of our time.
redefined. Yeah, it kind of redefined what action movie can
Yeah,
be.
I think it definitely
So
belongs in S tier.
I'll put it up with an S tier. What about John Wick 2? John Wick 2, like you said, was a little whack, so I don't know if I
think
put it
put
right
exact
right above
mid.
3.
I
You
would,
think exact mid?
I would
Again,
say
I haven't seen
exact-
4, so you think it goes above 4 or below
I think
4?
it's below 4, wherever you want to put it. So maybe
I'll
in
put it-
baller below
I'm
or top of
fine
exact
putting it
mid.
in exact mid.
Yeah, let's do that.
Rocky Balboa. Oh, now we got all the Rocky movies, and I refuse to put any of these below B tier.
Yeah, honestly, so for people out there that haven't watched these, Nathaniel and I went to go watch this series, and we thought, okay, the first one has a lot of acclaim. The fourth one, I think, is when he fights the Russian, and there's
that's
a lot
really,
behind
really
that
famous
one, really iconic.
And honestly, like we went into this, and I was like, man, we're gonna watch 6 boxing movies in a row.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get burnt out on this. It's not gonna be super fun. They were all amazing.
We were so
they're all great.
so taken and I think part of this is a product of the time that we're in now, that movies just aren't like this.
Yeah.
They just don't make feel good kind of down on your luck underdog stories that you can really root for. And they do that really well. He's such a good character throughout all the movies. He's interesting to watch. You're rooting for him throughout the whole movie. There's never a point that he becomes this character that you hate.
Yeah.
He is unashamedly Rocky Balboa in every movie. They're all great for their own reasons.
Yeah.
And so this one's
I agree.
Rocky. This is the one where he comes
Rocky
back.
6. This is Rocky 6.
Yeah, and this was even good too. And,
Yeah.
and at every turn, I was like, "Oh, this one's gonna be bad," because this is after they finished the whole series and they made it. No,
So
this
it's
one
at
was
least in B tier.
yeah. I mean, high
B?
B,
Yeah.
high B. Honestly, this one was actually really good. There's the whole speech he gives to his son.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah,
iconic.
that's great.
That one's excellent.
Yeah, I agree. Rocky Balboa was great. Rocky 4. I think Rocky 4 is so iconic.
Is the Russian one?
Yeah.
that
I
one
think it's
belongs in A
tier
tier.
for
I
sure.
think. Yeah, I think I put that
Yeah,
A tier. I don't think there's much of a
Yeah,
question.
pretty high A tier.
Yeah, you can put it up there.
Rocky 5. That one was, I think,
So this is
of
the one.
them all my
Yes.
least favorite, although it was still
It
really
was
good.
still good, and I do agree with you. I think it's the most non-Rocky-ish out of all of the Rocky movies. And again, we're not including the Creed movies; those aren't really Rocky movies. So I'd put it either. Yeah, it definitely doesn't
mid-B.
belong in exact mid, but it's low B. You could even drop it lower. That's
Like
fine.
there.
Yeah, that's okay.
Rocky 3. Rocky 3 was
Rocky 3 was great.
Great. Yeah, A tier.
I would put it in A tier. That's him fighting Mr. T. This is the one
now.
where
The question is, I think Rocky 4 is better.
Rocky 4 is
I'll put
better.
it below
Yeah,
Rocky 4.
I think it goes Rocky 1, Rocky 4, Rocky 3.
And the question is,
Rocky
1,
2.
Rocky 2.
It's Rocky 2 is also pretty high.
yeah, Rocky 2 is definitely A tier. So yeah, so really the question for us is like, what order do these go in? Which is tricky
Yeah.
because they're all good.
They're all
and
good.
for slightly different reasons.
Yeah.
I think I like Rocky 2 better than 3, but less than 4.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah.
And then Rocky 1
is
I
S
think
tier,
S tier
probably.
Yeah. I agree.
It's such a good story. I could just watch that, right after
not that quiet.
having watched it already. Like it's such a inspiring. He's such a good, lovable character. The music is excellent. It just feels like
Yeah,
I've never
it's-
been to Philadelphia, but it
yeah.
very much feels like it captures the Philly.
The dialogue feels so authentic.
Yes.
Like everyone feels like a real person.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's a great movie.
And then over the course of the series, Paulie, who we were like, oh, we hate this guy,
Yeah,
has
really-
a 6-movie redemption arc. It's great.
It's like he comes back after being this. I mean,
He's a bum.
he legitimately
Paulie,
is
you're
kind
a
of like
bum.
a racist, drunk, just miserable guy that Rocky continues to care for. And as we're watching, what do we say? We're like, what, Paulie needs to die at this point. And Paulie has this line later on in Rocky Balboa where he's going to see Adrian's, whatever. They're going to her
grave.
grave,
Yeah.
and he's like, Rock, do we keep having to do this because like you get to go here and remind yourself of how much you loved her, and I get to go here and remind myself of how bad of a brother I was. And it's like it just really hits you that he's like he's hurting on the inside. That he's sitting there as this drunken bum, but he's really hurting on the inside, and then he's kind of a mess. Yeah. And oh man, it's a great movie. It's a great movie. Great movies.
Indiana Jones 4 failure.
Oh my gosh.
We haven't seen 5, by the way, although that would probably be Last Jedi tier, but I'm going to put that one in failure.
Yeah, that movie was
this one,
bad.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. Last Crusade. Last
Crusade's solid. I would say that's in B, low B. I think it's good. Yeah,
somewhere over there. Temple of Doom. Temple of Doom was a weird one. I think low B for that one.
maybe even to exact mid. I think neither of us really liked that. Like honestly,
I mean, it was fun, but it's just there's so much weird stuff in it. It's like it's too weird. Yeah, it's too out there.
It's too much for me to ever really want to watch again. Yeah, it's uncomfortable.
It's funny because before we watched through those,
I'd
only ever seen 2. I saw 4 in theaters.
Yeah, I would say exact mid's a good place for it.
Raiders, I think
phenomenal.
I think A tier. At least.
I would say high A tier. I'm not like a diehard Indiana Jones fan.
Not either,
I think the theme music itself could itself drag any movie up to that high. I mean,
absolutely.
How iconic is John Williams in that score?
But I mean, the movie itself is actually
the
really
movie
good.
itself it is great. I'm just not like a diehard fan. Otherwise, I think most people might say S.
The Matrix Resurrections.
Now this movie,
that's a failure tier.
I know it, but it might even it's gonna be very low failure.
It's low failure, and when we come back, so what we'll do is after we rank all, we'll go through each tier and make adjustments.
Yeah, this
that
movie
might be Last Jedi tier.
That movie barely qualified as a movie. It like came out on what on Hulu or something on HBO Max.
Now you'll be happy, Greg, and because of how bad this movie was, I am going to put Revolutions and Reloaded higher now. So I know you thought better of these movies. Yeah, I know you thought better of these movies than I did. I always thought they would be like doo-doo. No, I wouldn't put them in failure tier, but I would have put Revolutions and doo-doo and Reloaded and Competent. But I'm willing to bump both of those up one level because of how bad Resurrections is, and make me look back and say, you know what, Reloaded and Revolutions weren't that bad.
They're really not, and like they progressively get worse
for sure.
Like,
so
all three.
I would say Revolutions is in C tier. Or mid. C tier or mid?
I would say mid. I mean, I'm going to want to push it higher. So give me mid.
And I would say Reload is in B tier.
Yes. Yep. Low B is fine. I don't care.
And then I would say Original Matrix is S tier.
Yes. 100% agree with that. Yeah. No, I mean, I actually might be 100% on board with all of that. I think that, yeah.
Matrix, every time I watch that movie,
yeah,
even though I've seen it dozens of times, every time I watch it, I'm blown away.
Yeah. It's
every time I watch
it. It's so much fun.
So good. It's such a fun movie.
There's so much cool, like, audio editing to that movie, like when he actually gets sucked into the Matrix. It's one of my favorite scenes where
it really is
he
a
yells
movie.
and then gets sucked in.
And it does like the AOL thing.
It's, like,
it's great.
It's so good.
It is a movie that exudes cool. Like it is just a cool movie, but it's also kind of profound. Yeah. And then I think one of the problems with the Matrix Reloaded and Revolutions, other than
they get a
the
little
Smith,
up their own ass.
is they get a little pretentious because they're like, hey, we made a really profound statement. How can we make a more profound statement?
Yeah.
And
I would say,
I don't know. And honestly, I don't know what you would go like. I don't think the Matrix needs a sequel. And that's one of the things. It is a cool world, and I do want to know more, but at the same time, The Matrix has a really good ending.
So this is always what I compare this to, and tell me if you agree or not. So I think that the Matrix series 1, 2, and 3, not including any extra ones, and the Pirates of the Caribbean 1, 2, and 3, not including any extra ones, are virtually like identical in like. The first ones are both amazing. I think they did such an amazing job. Yeah, they're all the way up there. The next ones are like, it gets a little funky, but it's still a part of the same universe, and I'm excited to see this universe. You did such a good job. I'm okay with that. Yeah. And then the third one's like, the series needs
kind
to
of
end.
out of gas.
Yeah, it needs to end.
I think that's a really good analogy.
It's almost like they all three like took the same exact trajectory.
And then both series also continued to make movies
after that.
Make
terrible movies. Yes, they're so identical. So
okay, now it's where it gets tricky.
Oh gosh, so
Too Fast, Too Furious.
A lot of these are gonna go into that green tier you see at the top of your screen right there. The so bad it's
Too
good.
Fast. I think that one would definitely be so bad it's good. That one was pretty hilarious.
Are all of these gonna go in there?
No, Tokyo Drift is definitely not going in good tier. Transformers, the animated movie. I think this goes.
This movie's amazing.
Yeah, I think this goes in A tier.
Yeah, it goes in A tier. I would 100% give it A tier.
Yeah.
Guys, if you haven't watched this movie, let me like prep it maybe with something.
You got the touch.
it 100% is like you gotta be ready for it. Is an like an 80s,
It's a soap opera
cartoon
with kids' toys.
It's 100% like an 80s cartoon, so you got to be ready. Like, I'm going to watch an 80s cartoon, but it's such an 80s cartoon that you're like, you'll feel transported, like you're watching it.
And it's done really well. It's fun, and the voice acting is phenomenal. They've got Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah.
They've got freaking. This is like the last thing Orson Welles did before he died.
Yeah, it is. It feels like a big deal for at the time, and also it's one of the great viewing experiences Nathaniel and I have had because it's pretty much the first ever hot tub movie we watched.
Yeah.
And
also,
it was like swirling wind outside, and it was just like this blasting 80s music.
It's half of it is like a Transformers movie, and half of it is just a music video, and it's amazing.
They literally play a Weird Al song in the middle of it.
So
they play Weird Al and to this giant fight scene. I mean,
so
it
good.
is. It's very cool. Very cool
very
movie.
cool. It's like
and it's short. You know,
it's like
you don't have to suffer through anything.
80 minutes.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Really worth watching, and really easy to find too. Okay, now we get to the doo-doo ones. All right, this is which one is this? I'm going to zoom in. I can't even read this one. This one is.
Is that the first one? Does that say Transformers?
This is the third one, Dark of the Moon.
Okay, the third one, Dark Side of the Moon.
Okay, I would put this in competent only because that intro is so good, where they're doing the fake moon landing.
Yeah,
I
actually think
opening.
we were all drawn in by how the movie started after watching 1.5, maybe just one decent movies.
Yeah.
We got to see the beginning, and we're like, oh, this one can actually kind of bring it back.
Really good.
And it was horrendous after that.
I mean, it was like very mid after that, but that intro was excellent. So I think competent.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's fine to watch. Fast X.
So bad it's good.
Yeah.
Not a question.
Not a
I mean,
question.
look, just to give people an idea, we went and saw this in theaters, and Nathaniel laughed so much that people just started leaving the
Excuse
theater.
me,
A
person left. Maybe because of me.
That
but also
person-
they might have just had to go pee, but they didn't come back.
That
so.
person represented 100% of the other people in
That's
the
true.
theater.
That is true. That is
so
true.
we scared off
I drove
100%
100% of the other people in the theater.
It was that bad. It was good because it was
very
hilarious.
hard. The second Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. I think that's doo-doo tier.
Yeah, I think that's doo-doo tier. There's no getting around it. That is a bad movie.
It's a bad movie. Tokyo Drift. I think that's
Failure.
failure. Yeah, the damn potato guy.
There's literally a potato man in this movie. And
Fast and Furious. This is the fourth one.
gosh.
I'm just gonna go ahead and put it in so bad it's good because I don't remember what happened in that one.
Wait, no, hold on. We got to dissect this a little bit. So fast. No, that's considered the best one, right? Is that Miami?
Fast and Furious. It's the fourth one. It's the one right after Tokyo Drift. No, that one was actually good. I'm gonna put that in baller tier. That one was actually good.
Okay. Whoa.
Okay, I'm gonna put that one in
baller
competent tier. But I'm gonna put it above Lady and the Tramp and Dumbo.
That's the one where they drag the safe, I think.
No, that's the fifth one. That's the first one The Rock's in. That's the fifth one. The fourth one is.
This is the one where Letty dies for the first time?
Yeah, for the first time. This
well,
is the one
then
where
this
Letty
one,
dies.
you
for
could
the
drop
first
this one then. I have no interest in that.
okay.
That could be doo-doo. I would say doo-doo tier. That's not a good movie. It's very forgettable. Yeah.
time. Okay, Mad Max 3 Beyond Thunderdome.
So,
Like,
okay.
I feel like that one was just like fine.
It was
Like mid.
Yeah, I would say either competent or exact mid.
Yeah.
That's the one that had that. Is it Aretha Franklin?
Yeah. That okay. Yeah, I'm gonna put that one in competent. Original Mad Max,
No,
I think is doo-doo
Yeah,
tier.
I actually hot take maybe. I think the original Mad Max is
This is a
distasteful
bad movie.
and
It's a
kind
bad
of
movie.
ugly to watch. Like you watch it and you're turned off by life. There's like a couple rape scenes. It's weird,
nasty.
man. Like it is just a lot. It's not what I was prepared for.
Didn't super enjoy it. Lethal Weapon 2.
These are fun
That was
movies.
that was fun. That was the diplomatic immunity one. I think that one's B tier.
Yeah, bottom of B tier,
Bottom
maybe.
That one was fun.
Like none of these were groundbreaking.
No,
They were just.
I think the
they were
first one was
solid
really
watch.
good. I think the first one was really good.
Yeah,
Because like Riggs's story in one.
sure.
Was really strong.
And their relationship is just a
Yeah.
fun buddy cop.
Lethal Weapon 4. I don't remember what happened. I'm just gonna put it in mid.
That's
Do you remember what happened?
sign. No, I don't.
Yeah,
I thought about
exactly.
it hard enough. I think that's the one with Jet Li that he shows up and he fights and he just kicks their butts at the end.
Original Transformers. I think this is
it was
high
great.
B.
I think it's high B, maybe low A.
Maybe low A. Yeah.
I actually think that if they just did one Transformers movies and that was it it would be remembered as one of the coolest movies of the time, because you have to think that in that.
I don't think it goes above episodes 1 and 2. I'm going to put it in B tier.
Well, then we need to up episodes 1 and 2.
No, wrong.
I mean, no.
Okay, you know what? I will actually allow it.
Okay, yes.
At least I'll put Phantom Menace in A tier because Duel of Fates. I'll put episode 2 higher in B tier. How about that?
Okay, and
that
then
fair?
we can put Transformer. I still put Transformers the bottom of A. It's the
Okay.
one that started the
You're
series.
right. It's the one that started, and like the.
That's
That's CGI, but it looks really good.
And that
like, it's
time
actually
period-
technically impressive feat. The sound design
the
is
sound
fantastic.
design and the visuals work together so well in those movies. And you have to understand, like at that time, it captured everybody. Like everybody was super high on Transformers.
There's a reason they made 10 billion
Yes,
of these
it was-
movies and are still making
Yes,
them.
it is still a phenomenon.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
Oh
though,
yeah,
is I would
we
argue
haven't
that
seen the Rise of the Beasts.
Oh, gosh.
So
all the
We
other
will
ones
eventually.
are terrible, are different levels of terrible. But
Yeah.
that original one was
Actually
phenomenal.
good.
It was great.
Yeah, actually
great
good.
movie.
Okay,
These are good.
more Fast. This one is Fast 9,
Fast 9. What happens?
Fate of the Furious.
Is
I-
this
I-
the one where like he dies and comes back to life?
Yeah, no, this one was ridiculous. This was the one that we were like, what
so
the hell
bad
is
it's
happening?
good. Is this where he like lifts a car and
Yeah,
drives through a window?
No, that was 8. That was 8.
They might all just go into so
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
it's good.
Just
I don't
go
know.
with that. Transformers 4, that was failure. That was the one that
was
made
the
me
one
want to die.
Yeah, that is one of the longest movies. I don't care what the
This
runtime is.
is-
It's the longest movie in the world.
Wait, hold on. Is that 4 or 5? They look. The posters look exactly the same.
It's like always Optimus Prime. Yeah, that's the one with Marky Mark.
Age of Destruction. Yep, that one was awful.
That's the one. And then there's the weird pedophile guy
Yeah.
who's like, hey.
It's like, hey, we
But-
started dating when
but we
I
started
was
dating
17
when it was
and he
legal.
she was 15.
And so now I've got this card to tell you, and I'm like, why? Why are we doing
and
this?
I think the one with Anthony Hopkins goes in doo-doo tier.
One with Anthony Hopkins.
The 5th one.
Jeez, I can barely even remember.
It was doo-doo. It wasn't so bad. Like you remember the Mark Wahlberg one because it was so bad. That was the second Mark Wahlberg one. And it was just
They
bad.
fought on like what looked like a Star Destroyer
Yeah,
up in
yeah.
the sky.
Yep.
Woof, that one was. This
yeah,
is
it
the
was
one with the
bad.
terrible. They introduced the terrible CGI.
No, that was 4. That
was
was the
4?
weird particle thing,
Okay,
and that's
yeah.
why it's in failure tier.
Yeah, okay.
That was the one where it was so long we had to get out of the hot tub, and there was still an
Yeah.
hour of movie left.
Yeah, that was
awful.
really, really rough.
Mad Max Mid Mix 2. I think
that was the fun. That
yeah,
one
that
was
a good
solid.
one. That was
yeah,
good.
I
So
would, I would
put
say
it bottom up B tier.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
Sure.
better than
Sure.
mid.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
It was the one where it introduced all the stuff that we know Mad Max for.
Yeah.
the weird humongous Lord Humongous and all the weird characters and all that.
Like the original has like
None
I know
of
you're
that.
sitting there
There's none
thinking,
of that.
oh,
It's just a bunch of rapists running around. It's really weird.
It's really the first one is just awful. It's like post-apocalyptic gangs just like beating people up and killing them and raping them, and then he kind of takes out this one gang and doesn't. Did they kill his? He kill his wife and kids, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's just rough.
Yeah, it was.
The second one is really
wasn't
where
fun.
it gets fun.
It was not fun to watch. Yeah, the second one was fun. Original Lethal Weapon, I think, goes above Lethal Weapon 2. That one, I mean, just Riggs'
Yeah.
story is just great. They're all
Yeah.
very similar, but Riggs' story in that one is just particularly good.
Yeah.
Although he's sad because his wife died, and then he gets with the girl and she immediately gets murdered.
I know
And
you're laughing.
That happens in the second one too, because it happened in the first one. He gets with a girl and then she immediately gets killed by the bad guys. In the second one, he got with a girl and then she immediately got killed by the bad guys. Like, what is happening to this guy?
Yeah,
he's cursed.
It's,
Fortunately, I don't think they did in 3 and 4.
it's still a very fun movie, though.
yeah, it's still great.
It's one of the
Lethal Weapon
best,
2.
just kind of buddy cop ones you can go out there and watch if you're craving that. Go for
It
it.
is a quintessential buddy cop movie.
Yeah.
Fast 5 and Fast 6.
Fast Five is we'll put into competent.
Yeah.
Because that's the Miami one.
Yeah,
And that one actually got some acclaim.
Yeah.
Fast 6 can go into the either
So bad it's
doo-doo
good.
or so
I
bad
think
it's
so
good.
bad
What
it's
is, what is 6? What happens in 6?
Don't
Remind
remember.
me.
But that's the first one. I think that's the first. That's the one with the safe. The first one with the rock in it. No, the second one with the rock in it.
No,
but that's
yeah.
the one where in Brazil. They're in Brazil. Yeah, that's the safe one.
No. Okay, Miami is the safe one, and that's 5.
No, they were definitely in Brazil for the safe one.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Yeah, I know I'm right. Bumblebee.
why I keep
Bumblebee was competent. That one was fine.
Yeah, it seemed like it didn't belong in the Transformers series, but I would say
Yeah, it was decent. Well, it was
yeah.
kind of like a soft reboot.
Yeah,
They
I'm fine
kind of
with
redesigned
competent.
everything. Okay, original, The Fast and The Furious.
So bad it's good.
Yeah,
All of them
stealing DVDs, baby.
might make it there.
Fate of the Furious, that was the Dubai one. That's 100% so bad it's good. Where he just like
Is that the headbutt?
yeah, no, that was
Or is that Meathead? Which one is that?
That was 4 or 5. I think it was 4.
No, it's not. It's
was it
not
2?
4. It's like
no,
7.
it's the first one
It's
with
7.
the. No, it's not. It's
It's the-
earlier. It's earlier than that.
It's the one where they get in the plane, and that's with Shaw, and then that's way later. That's like 7.
That's 5 or 6. It's 5 or 6.
No,
I promise you, it's 5 or 6.
I'm 100% that it's 7.
I should call
positive it's
Ethan right
7.
now. It's 5 or 6.
It's not 5 or 6.
Whichever one that one was, that one's fantastic. Lethal Weapon 3. I'm gonna put that just wherever Lethal Weapon 4 is. I don't remember what happened. I don't remember what happened. Mid-mix Fury Road. I think that's
Awesome.
A tier.
Awesome.
At least
A tier.
Yeah.
High
That one's
A
just
tier. High to mid
High
A
to
tier.
Yeah. That it's just a fantastic
Below.
movie. Yeah,
And
it's definitely
below
below
the Rockies. There you go.
Put it above Oppenheimer.
Yeah, right there.
I put Oppenheimer below Aladdin. Deadpool. First Deadpool.
It's just great. It's a hilarious movie,
Yeah.
honestly. For me,
I'll put it
okay,
in B tier.
comedy is so weird because it's very subjective. Like
Yeah,
you would
sure,
say,
sure.
oh, like Heber Hammer, better comedy, and like I would much prefer to watch Deadpool for comedy purposes. Do I think it's a great movie? I don't really know.
I think B tier.
It's hard to
Low B.
Yeah, low B is fine.
The Wolverine.
I actually kind of like this one.
Competent.
Yeah, I would say above competent. I would say
Low B.
Yeah, I would say low B. I thought that was a good movie. I
I'm
mean,
okay with that.
it's really cool. It's like it's in Japan, and
Yeah.
it's all about him, and it's a cool just individual Wolverine story. Doesn't have to be origins. It doesn't have to be him as a cranky old man.
Hey, hang on. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Days of Future Past. I think that's A tier.
Yeah, that's a great movie. It starts off what could have been a great, like, kind of new era,
Yeah, but then it
and then it just kind of
fumbled at the last second. Origins. That's failure tier.
that's failure. That's
just
a
atrocious.
really really bad movie.
Where do you want to put Logan?
So this is one of those. This is one of these movies where I recognize it to be a phenomenal movie. Like I think it can go as high as you'd like it to go. Maybe not S for me,
Yeah.
but personally, it's not my favorite movie to watch because it's very painful. Like
Yeah.
it's just.
I agree with that. So I'm just gonna leave it here in B tier.
I think
It's a good movie, but it makes me sad. So
let's put it at the top of B tier though,
Yeah, that's
because
fine.
I think
that's
yeah,
fair. That's fair.
Let's put it because it really is a phenomenal movie. It's well done. It's done like a western. I mean, it is.
Predators, the one where they were on the planet with Adrian Brody.
Either exact mid or
that's how I'm feeling. Exactly.
yeah.
The original X-Men, I think A tier.
Yeah.
Original X-Men goes to A tier.
Could be high A tier. It's
Yeah.
fine. The original two are so good.
Prey. This is the other one I haven't watched, but you did.
Yes, Prey. A little below exact mid, whatever that one is.
Competent.
Competent. Yeah, it's competent.
Fair
It's
enough.
fine.
Back to the Future 2.
I think all these might belong in B tier.
Yeah, I think they're all. I think one might go A tier, like low A, but I enjoyed all of them. They were all
Yeah.
really fun.
I think we liked 1 and 3 better than 2.
I agree.
Could be
I
wrong.
agree. X-Men: The Last Stand.
The Last Stand
X3.
is either doo-doo or failure. It's
I think it's
or so
it's
bad.
funny
it's
after
good.
going back and watching because we got to put Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix on here. So I think doo-doo, high doo-doo.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember us watching it and being like, and yes, it's really bad.
It's bad, but
it's
but
not as
then
bad.
we
as-
watched the other ones and we were like,
Yeah.
holy crap, Last Stand actually wasn't that bad. Aliens, I think
It's a great movie.
great movie. I think high A, or maybe mid A, or high B. What do you think? Aliens,
maybe,
is really
maybe
good.
low A. I think right there is probably fine. I personally think like Alien is just is a step above.
We're getting there. It's
I
bad. It's
want
down
to
there.
make sure it.
Yeah. I agree with that. Back to the Future 1, I think high B.
Yeah,
or
high B is
lower.
fine. I think they could all exist in the B tier, just in different levels,
Yeah.
and I'd be fine with that.
Yeah. First Class.
X-Men First Class.
B tier.
Um.
I think it's pretty good. It was.
Yeah. So wait, what was? Oh, it was Days of Future Past that we already ranked.
Yeah. We put that in A tier.
Oh, we might need a No, I guess we put it in A tier.
Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like that one that much?
Days of Future Past.
I guess
That's
I
the
was-
only good one.
Yeah.
It's definitely. I think it's
was.
definitely better than First Class.
Okay. Okay. I can.
But it's below original X-Men for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's the only other one that I'm like, man, that was a really good movie when I watched it.
Yeah, I would say First Class belongs in the middle or low B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think low B for First Class because it was competently done.
Yeah, it was good.
The Predator, the autism one.
Oh gosh, maybe so bad it's good. I'm not sure. No,
I think
that
it's
wasn't.
doo-doo tier.
Yeah, I would say doo-doo tier. The comedy makes it kind of fun, but the movie itself is just so
right.
borderline offensive.
Here's your favorite, Planet of the Apes 2.
Is that 2 or 3?
2, the weird one, the brain one.
Man,
The
this
Worship of the
one's gonna be a
Automaton one.
failure, man. It's
Yeah,
got to be a failure for me.
100% failure. I agree. 100% failure. Alien Covenant. That's failure.
This movie
tier
is
for me.
failure. Yeah,
It's
failure.
just, oh man, that movie was so bad. Here's a movie that I forgot we watched: The New Mutants.
Oh wow,
I think that's failure tier too.
that movie is real bad.
Real bad. I think it's in failure tier for
That
sure.
movie's bad for a lot of. It just seems like
There's so many reasons it's bad.
yeah, it
I think it's
seems
definitely
like
in failure tier.
it was made by like a kid like in a film festival. Like it was real,
All right.
real not
Now
good.
get to good stuff. X-Men Apocalypse.
Doo-doo or
Yeah,
fail?
doo-doo
probably.
for sure. And because next is Dark Phoenix.
No, and that was a
And
failure.
that's a failure.
Because yeah, they really dropped off because they were doing solid with the new ones. They really were, and then they just
Dropped the ball.
Really-
And it's like Apocalypse was bad, but it wasn't like egregious.
Right.
Dark Phoenix was egregious.
yeah.
Prometheus. I'll tell you what. While you're thinking, I'll tell you what I'm feeling.
Okay, tell me what you're feeling.
I'm feeling doo-doo. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I remember thinking this movie was cool when I first watched it. Like, it did some cool things. The story, though, suffered tremendously. The story was I feel similar to this one as I do to The Batman, where I'm like, it's kind of cool
So
to
do you
look
want to just
at.
put it in competent? I would be okay with that.
Yeah, bottom of competent. It's fine. The story itself is bad.
Yeah.
Like
But it is visually
the characters all
cool.
suffer from I'm a dumb character in a horror movie syndrome, and they all just do dumb things. But I remember at the time thinking it was kind of cool, and then disagreeing with myself later.
Yeah. Back to the Future 3. Just gonna put it with the other Back to the Futures.
Yeah, they kind of all.
They were all-
They
they're all
really
good.
did not skip a beat, but they also were the same movie.
Yeah.
They literally replayed the same
All right.
moments in all of them.
Here's our spicy pick, and I
And-
know we're going to agree on this. Predator 2. Oh, I think
dude.
that's A tier.
Skyrocket that mother
That's
effer.
so good. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
That was one of the ones that took us by surprise, where we were like, "Oh, it's got like a 2 on IMDb," and then we watched it, we're like, "What the heck? That was great!"
Very good movie. Very good action
Alien
movie.
3, and I know we disagree with Ashley on this.
Yeah,
Alien 3, I think is
it's
B tier.
it's solid. Yeah,
I think it's B tier. like low B.
So the big qualm with this one is that they kill off Newt right at the beginning, which is a really dumb thing to do.
Super boneheaded decision.
But if
the
you
rest
take
of the movie is
that
great.
part out isolated, it's one of the better Alien movies.
I agree.
It doesn't. I remember thinking, oh man, this is gonna be bad, and kind of getting ready for it. Really being upset with the Newt thing, but then thinking the rest of the movie's pretty good. They introduce some really interesting characters. The Doctor is a really cool character. They all have depth because they're all kind of like inmates, and so they have these dark backstories. And then the series blows up after that.
Speaking of
Oh gosh,
Alien Resurrection, is that a Last Jedi tier movie?
that movie's real bad. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it
think
is.
we
That's one of
like,
the we've agreed that
Yeah.
is one of the worst movies we have watched.
Yeah, that like when you watch that, there was nothing about it that went well. There was nothing about it that you were like, well, we got that little moment.
There's
or
nothing redeemable.
all the
about that
characters
movie.
aren't acting how they should act. It's visually gross. The story itself doesn't make any sense as to why the characters are doing what they're doing or trying to do what they're doing. Yeah, I think that was one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was atrocious. And then Alien, that's an S tier.
Yeah, S tier.
I don't think even anyone can argue with that. Even if you didn't personally like it,
Yeah,
it's just so formative. It's so well done.
one of the greatest horror
and
movies
it's
ever.
so formative in just cinema.
Yeah,
It's up there with T2 for sure.
yeah.
All right, we only got a couple left. We're on down to one row.
Okay.
Aliens versus Predator.
So this is, I would say, an exact mid because
Yeah, I agree.
I think it was weird to see a PG-13 Alien and Predator movie. Nothing really happens in it, though. Didn't have anything critical to the story. But for action people that were like, again, you have to understand that these series existed completely separate from each other, and it was just fans going, "Oh man, they should totally fight. That would be really cool."
And they
then-
totally did.
And then they were
It
like,
was
"Let's
fine.
create a story that combines them." And I actually thought the story that combined them made sense.
Yeah, it
the
wasn't
movie
bad.
just didn't really need to happen, and none of the characters were valuable at all. They were just fodder.
Yeah. Original Predator, I think is
High B.
High B, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I don't think it breaks into A tier just because it's kind of
Do we have it below Predator 2? I think that's awesome.
That's because
awesome.
Predator 2, Predator 1 we were like, yeah, it was fun. Predator 2 we were like, what? This movie was great.
Yeah.
And that's the Danny Glover difference, man.
Dude, just get sweaty Danny Glover in your movie, automatically takes it up a tier.
And also like the original had, they did a good job saying, oh, look, these guys are badasses, and they start getting picked off one by one. But the second one actually had character growth.
Yes, they had
and
Doofus.
character arcs.
They had the game over, man.
Game over,
guy.
man. This guy hadn't even turned into a great character.
Yeah, we were like, that guy's gonna die because he's useless, and he didn't. He did.
Okay, Deadpool 2, I kind of want to put an exact mid.
Yes, well, I would put it right where the other Deadpool is. Honestly, I think they just functionally do the same thing. It's just Ryan Reynolds making jokes.
The reason I want to put it in exact mid is because it's the exact same movie.
Yeah,
so it's like
that's fine. Yeah,
the good
doesn't add anything new.
It doesn't add anything new. It's exactly the same movie. The first one was kind of fresh and fun.
You
but
have
then the
any
second one's
excitement
just
about
kind
the
of
third?
exact. Not really.
Yeah, okay.
It could be interesting, but
Hugh
again,
Jackman's gonna be in it. So
Hugh Jackman. First of all, I don't trust Hollywood to make anything good, especially when it comes to comedy.
True.
And second of all, I've already seen 2 Deadpool movies. I don't see what they could do. They would have to do something to differentiate it from the first 2.
Yeah.
Because the first 2 movies, like, they're kind of the same movie. All right, X2, I think is S tier.
X2 is phenomenal.
I think it's one of the best superhero movies that's ever been made.
Yeah, it's so cool. Like, I think the scene with Nightcrawler is one of the coolest superhero scenes that you like that's ever been made. I think when I go and watch like cartoons, because cartoons are really the only place that you can see really good superhero stuff. Like you go back and watch the animated Batman, or watch old X-Men, or watch like some kind of anime like My Hero Academia or something like that. It's really good superhero stuff. That is on that level of excitement visually, like that scene with Nightcrawler where he's running through the presidential office.
It looks really good.
Yeah, the CGI is phenomenal.
The effects are phenomenal, and this movie came out in like 2003.
And you can just
it looks amazing.
You can just tell that they put so much time and effort into that scene to say we're gonna blow people away right off the bat.
And also,
and it just does that exactly.
The prosthetics, and I think they did an okay job with like Apocalypse as well.
Yeah.
But I feel like this happens a lot in superhero movies nowadays. Is if you just look at old Star Trek, the aliens look incredible,
right?
Because they're all prosthetics,
right?
And it takes hours to put people into that makeup, but it's worth the effort because it looks amazing, and it still looks amazing. Like the stuff that's filmed in the 60s and 70s
ages
and 80s
really well.
and 90s, it ages phenomenally because it's real.
And so you have this scene,
and Nightcrawler looks incredible.
It's like there's obviously CGI that he's taking place where he's blipping like in and out, whatever.
But the smoke effect is amazing.
Yeah, but then it's like that's just a great way to blend it, to say, okay, well, we have to use CGI to create the smoke, to create him teleporting in and out, but he himself, we're going to put effort into making look like authentically real.
Yeah, and they gave him like those glove things, so he had the 3 fingers, and it did a great job with that movie.
And I think just to show off like a mutant ability that doesn't seem all that threatening, to say, okay, this guy can teleport, but like, okay, so he can just teleport into a place. But what's he going to do once he's in there? And then to say,
kill everyone.
He would say, no, if he actually masters this thing, just the ability to teleport means he could take down everybody, and it just it's so cool.
And I think X2 also like strikes the right balance of the politic of X-Men,
because that's the main. If you go back and watch X-Men, like the '90s series, which really made it big, that was the main struggle is just mutants versus humans. The humans are scared of them. The mutants are like you have Professor Xavier that's kind of being like the Martin Luther King, whereas Magneto is more of like the Malcolm X, just saying no, like they're treating us poorly, we need to kill them all. And so it's really interesting, like, and that's what made the series really compelling.
And Stryker, as heinous as he is, you understand why he's doing what he's doing, because he is scared of mutants for not completely unjustified reasons.
Right. Like his son was uncontrolled, and as a result drove his wife crazy to where she killed herself. Yeah. She stuck a screwdriver into her brain to drill into her head to kill herself. And he's going, all right, well, these people can just kind of like have a bad day and do this to people. Like,
he's like, humanity's not safe, and he's not wrong when it comes to stuff like Magneto, who's like, yeah, we should just get rid of all the humans.
Right, exactly. It's like there are people like that, and they're stronger than all of our military combined. So what are we doing about it? We should, like, I thought the mutant registration part was pretty legitimate. I was like, that part kind of makes sense.
You have to register a car.
Yeah,
you have to register a gun. Why, if you can shoot fire out of your hands, why would you not have to just be like, hey, by the way, I can shoot fire out of my hands? And so they're like, okay, well, you're not allowed to work at a gas station.
But I mean, it really is, and that permeates through 1 and 2,
Yeah.
X1 and 2,
Yeah.
to where the whole time you're going,
Yeah.
well, I kind of get what the
Yeah.
bad guys
And-
are saying,
yeah.
but it's a little extreme, and I get what Professor X is saying. He's obviously the one that you're rooting for because he's saying, listen, we have our differences. They're bad mutants, but they're bad humans. And then you have, Magneto, who's the extreme on that side. So,
And there's the third category of mutants who are just so powerful that they can't control their powers, and so they're just dangerous. Which is where the third one kind of steps over the line into Wackyville,
Yeah.
where Storm is like, "We're not we don't need a cure," and Rogue's like, "I kill people when I touch them."
that seems
I would
like a bad
love to
thing.
not do that.
I think that the third one fails in a lot of areas,
Yeah.
and I think it also looked like more of a failure at the time because 1 and 2 were actually just that good.
Yeah, I agree. All right, this is Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes.
So bad it's good, maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
because
I think so. Because the movie itself is bad, but man,
Yes.
the prosthetics are so good, and it's Paul Giamatti's just a
Paul
gem.
Giamatti is
he's just a gem.
He
and
might
he's
be
very
great
present in the movie.
Whatever he does,
Yeah.
he may be one of my top actors.
He's fantastic. I can't think of other stuff he's in because I can only picture him as a monkey now. I actually can't even visualize what he looks like because I just imagining him as an orangutan.
Do you want to watch it? So I watched this on a flight. You want to watch a good movie that was made in 2023 called The Holdovers. Actually, a really good movie. It stars Paul Giamatti. He's a teacher at a really, really ritzy high school, like a boarding school. High
that's
school.
the one where he ends up staying over the holidays. And
Yes.
there's like one other student who does.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he develops
I
a
saw the
relationship.
trailer for that. It looked really good.
Really good, man. It's a really great watch. Like in my opinion, other than Oppenheimer, it's like one of the best movies that was made last year. Like it's definitely you deserve to go. Like it deserves a watch for
All right.
sure.
And on the other end of the spectrum, the movie that now here's the thing, is I don't know how we can classify this because we have no idea what happened in that movie because we couldn't see a damn thing.
It's a failure.
Failure
Yeah,
for 100%.
You can classify it as a
Now,
failure.
here's one of the other ones. Predator 2 was one of the ones that really took us by surprise.
Yep.
And this is one of the other ones. I think it's high A at least. It might be S tier. It is so good.
It's high A tier. I don't think it breaks into S tier, but
Really?
it is.
Because I think now obviously the monkey suits are a little wonky, but when we talk about that story and the characters, I think it's just really good, like low S. But I think it is S tier.
I can't.
It
I don't know if
took
I
us
can
by
put it. You're gonna put it
I'll
above
put it
Lion
high.
King and Ocean's 11. Yeah. Let's
In
put it
terms of
underneath,
story, yeah.
underneath Lion King and Ocean's 11.
That's fine.
There we go. Still
It was
high.
so good and
Yes.
so shockingly good.
Yes, and I think we need to be aware of that shock value because I'm in full agreement with you. That movie, like almost every character introduced in that movie actually has a compelling story about them. Even like the animal tamer from the zoo had a really interesting backstory. The bad guy, similar to X-Men, has a very reasonable fear of the apes, and he's bringing up really good arguments. And then the president is making logical assumptions out of that and going, "Hey, you're making good points, but I actually don't think that we can do certain ones of those things because like that would be crossing a line." So you're getting all this really rich dialogue, and you're introducing a lot of characters that are acting how they should act. And as a result, you get this really enjoyable movie that starts off actually in a really fun, funny way, right? Because it starts off with them
and
showing
then it
up
gets
to
pretty serious.
Yeah, and then it gets really serious, and then it ends with a little bit of a twist that they both die or something.
Yeah, they both die, but they switch their son with the monkey zoo and the monkey in the zoo.
Oh yes. Okay, so there is an interesting. So
yeah, it's kind of a tragic ending.
Yeah, but every element of it kind of captures you.
Yeah,
I mean, it
was
really
just
is
incredibly well, and it
excellent
transitioned
movie.
from a fun, wacky movie into a very serious movie.
Yes.
Very. It wasn't like
Yes.
some movies just like, oh, you can hear the gear shifting.
Yes. The only reason I would put it below S tier is just because of the other
It's an
movies
old movie,
around
and you're
it.
like Maxwell.
Well, no,
no,
because look at the movies around
Yeah,
it.
that's-
It's
no,
just-
no, no, that's fair,
We've
that's fair, that's
loaded
fair.
up a lot of movies in comparison. Here. We gotta be.
Now 4 and 5, I think both go in exact mid.
Yeah, 4 and 5. I think 100% going exact mid.
Just drag those up there because they were good, but like nothing to write home about. Mm-hmm. And they were both pretty similar. Although I'm going to put Conquest higher because the ending was actually really good.
I don't remember.
The ending is that that he makes peace with the humans, so the Planet of the Apes doesn't happen.
Oh,
Like they changed the future so that the Planet of the Apes doesn't happen.
and then
Yeah, so they like make peace with humans, and so they live together.
oh yeah, that's right.
So I actually had like a really good ending.
I
We're
like
like,
that.
oh,
Yeah.
Because you're expecting it to be like it just leads into the first movie.
Yeah, directly into
but
the
then
whatever.
but then it's like no, because of what happens in the fourth and fifth movies,
Right.
they're able to divert from that future that they know is going to happen.
I like that better in
Yeah,
time
it was
travel
a-
when
it
you
was a
can
good-
actually change
yeah,
things.
it was a
'cause
good
why
movie.
watch the movie?
12 Monkeys.
Oh
And
gosh.
you're like, okay, so why did I watch that movie again? Bruce Willis, explain yourself.
Boo.
He had ridiculous hair in that. He had Nick Cage hair, Nick
Oh
Cage
my
Con Air
gosh,
hair in that
yeah.
movie.
He had the receding hairline.
All right. We have the 3 newest Planet of the Apes.
Do the first one. The first, that one first.
Dawn?
No. I'm saying like the
The
old,
number 1,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first. I think the first Planet of the Apes is High-B.
Yeah, I would say again.
Is
I
a
agree with you. I
classic-
think that 3 is better. Actually, I
Yeah.
think we both agree. That 3
I
is
think so
better.
too. Yeah, High-B.
Yeah, that's good.
I'll put it below episode 2.
Like that. I like that.
So then these 3, okay, I can't differentiate these 3 in my head.
Oh, okay.
They
so
were all good. I enjoyed them all,
okay.
but I can't differentiate
Okay,
them
so
in
the
my head.
first one is with what's his name, the actor guy.
Thanks, Greg.
Yeah, you nailed
Really,
it.
yeah.
It's with
Bing bang, bada bing bang boom.
It's with Harry Osborn. I don't know how else to say it.
I don't know the name. Why? I don't know actors' names.
But you know who he is.
I guess.
Like what's it like? It's okay. It's the start. It's when he's got him. His dad is got Alzheimer's. And,
Right.
and he's giving him
He
the
goes
dose.
to cure it, and he ends up with the super smart monkey.
And then when you get Malfoy, Draco Malfoy is
Right,
the one
right,
in the
right,
jail. I mean, it's a very good movie, honestly. I think
Yeah.
this is mid B, high B. It's a very good movie.
Yeah, I'm happy to put all of these in B tier, but the question is, what order do you want to put them in? Because I can't differentiate. I'll let you.
I actually think the second one is the best. I would put that very high B, and then the third one might be
low B.
right around where the first one is. They're all great movies, honestly. You know what we didn't put in here? We forgot 2 series:
We've got Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters and Spider-Man.
Oh my goodness, we forgot Spider-Man.
And dude, can Spider-Man come out to play?
All right, well, if you want to talk for like 5 minutes, I can get those images. real
Okay,
quick.
you go for it, and I will entertain the audience. All right, so next week,
Next week or 2 weeks?
well, in 2 weeks.
Because we're doing back-to-backs.
Okay, let me pull up the schedule. You do your thing. I'll pull up the schedule and figure things out. All right.
Any hints from the chat?
No, we have very little interaction from the chat. Marco,
Marco.
chimed in, and then he had to go.
They died.
Okay, so next week we're off. I'm on a cruise, a myriad of other things, and then the 28th is Monday, Thursday, and I imagine we'll be skipping that week, and then doing what, the 4th at that point?
Of April?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the first week of April.
Yes.
Marco's in town on the 11th. He was going to be our guest, but I guess maybe we can do back-to-back weeks. We'll see. We will be back most likely on the 4th, so we'll take a 2-week hiatus. And on the 4th, we will have Liam Maxwell bringing on his special guest. So be ready for that one. Should be a lot of fun. And then we might do back-to-back weeks with special guest Marco Brutus bringing in Surf Ninjas, which we are all dying to see, which it might be a little painful. But again, if you're watching and you haven't yet, please like and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that a lot, and we definitely love to interact with you guys. We'd love to talk to you. Love to hear what you guys are thinking about these movies. We're ranking today, so we'd love to hear what your thoughts on these movies are. Ranking is all opinionated, and so we want your opinions. So even if you're watching this later, throw a comment. We always follow up with the comments. We respond to every single comment, so definitely throw something out there, and we will respond to it. And yeah, we're going to continue to do this, guys. We're going to continue to truck through and watch movies because this is just what we do. And these lists, these tier lists are just going to grow bigger. They're just going to accumulate over time. We're going to keep these and add more pools to them over time. And we're really looking forward to making that list just gigantic. So
it's already 170 movies, or more now that I'm adding these.
So I'm going to do a real quick mathematical lookup of what 170 movies at an average of just under 2 hours looks like time-wise.
It's not going to be good, Greg.
It's going to be, let's see. All right, so 170 times, we'll call it one. Well, no, let's just get the minutes down. So we'll say an average runtime is 100 minutes times 100, which is stupid. 1,700 or 17,000.
Come on, Greg. Do better, Greg.
Divided by 60. Oh gosh, this is getting very depressing. And we'll divide that by 24. Oh man. So over the course of the last, what do you want to call it? 2 years?
Yeah, probably.
2 years. We've spent nearly 12 days watching movies.
That sounds about right.
12 full days of watching movies. Most of them, well, I guess we'll check on this tier list if most of them are bad, but it's seeming like the bottom of the list is filling up pretty big. B tier is filling up quite a bit. I think B tier is pretty full. A tier is great, and then S tier is small, and then man, that low tier is just starting to make me sad. But yeah, we spent nearly 12 days watching movies over the last 2 years. That's a lot of time. I wonder what that averages out per day. So
Don't think about that too much.
I wonder if it averages like a half a day or something. So let's multiply that back out by 24. So that is by hour. And then we've got... Oh, wait, no, I can actually just do 170 divided by 300, so 600, 720.
This is why we invented calculators, Greg. Get your abacus out, boys and girls.
Divided by 730 equals... So we're watching about a movie every 4.5 days.
That actually sounds about right.
Yeah, that checks out. That's not even that shocking.
We kind of alternate one movie a week to 2 movies a week. 1 to 2 movies a week is about that's about right.
That checks out. All right, so we have last few movies here to throw into the rankings.
The Spoders and the Ghostbusters. Far From Home.
Far From
was
Home.
the second one with Mysterio. I thought it was pretty good. I'd do B tier.
It's good. B tier. Yeah. Low B tier. This is like the last Marvel movie that was good. Honestly. Probably the last good Marvel movie, you'd say?
I liked No Way Home. Now, I wouldn't say the plot was like fantastic, but I thought they did. If you're going to give me fan service,
yeah,
they gave me great fan service.
I guess. Okay, I would
so
agree with that.
we'll get there. We'll get there. Next is Homecoming. Do you think? I think that one's better than.
Yeah, slightly.
Far From Home.
Yeah, slightly.
They're close. Though.
It was during the Marvel heyday, so yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man 2. Does that go in doo-doo or failure?
No, I don't think it goes into. I would put it up into competent.
Really?
The movie's a very fun movie to watch.
Okay.
Like,
all right.
Like, what's his name is clearly too zany to be Spider-Man. Like, he's a little too wacky. He's just like
now.
He's just kind of a
after
cool,
we rewatch this. I would like to put Spider-Man 3 in So Bad It's Good tier.
Oh yes, of course. But that's not Spider-Man 3. I think you just put Spider-Man 1 there.
No, that was Spider-Man 3. No, trust me on this. Spider-Man. No, that's 2. Whoops.
Yeah.
That goes to S tier.
Yes, that movie's phenomenal.
My bad. Yeah, that's up there with X2. Weirdly enough, like the first rounds of superhero movies,
yeah,
the first one was
really
good. The first one was really good, and the second one they freaking nailed it.
Yeah,
just absolutely.
Yeah, it really did. And then they
and here we go. This one, Spider-Man 3.
Yeah,
that's so bad it's good. 100%. So good. Man, Bully Maguire is one of the greatest memes of all time. I'm gonna rub some dirt in your eye.
Dude,
You're gonna cry.
The Yu-Gi-Oh version of that,
So
I need to watch that after this.
Did that get in there?
What the?
No, I forgot to bring. So I'll tell you afterwards. But I had your gift and I forgot it.
Oh, okay.
It arrived today. I wasn't expecting it to arrive today.
Okay.
But I was in a hurry to get out of the house. So.
Yes, I appreciate that.
All right, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Doo-doo. It wasn't great. Ghostbusters 2, exact mid.
Exact
this
mid.
Is to me is like
yes.
the middest of mid movies.
Yeah, this is
What's the mid of mid? Okay, right there. Mid
of exact mid.
Spider-Man 1, I think A tier.
Yeah, A tier.
Fantastic.
For sure. They exist almost parallel with the X-Men.
Yeah, I agree.
Like
Where's the original X-Men? Yeah. I think it's like
Yeah.
almost exactly the
Yeah,
same.
it was phenomenal. It's great. Last Jedi tier for sure. That is,
Yeah.
that's down there. That was,
Original Ghostbusters.
that's up at B.
Yeah,
I wasn't blown away, but it's
No,
up
but
at B
it's a
for
fun
sure.
movie.
Yeah, it is a very
It's
fun movie.
fun. It's goofy, and of course, it's true, Your Honor. This man has no dick.
It's true, Your Honor. This man has no dick.
Amazing Spider-Man 1, I think also B.
Yeah, maybe low B.
Low B.
Both of them I would just put in the category of being just kind of fun movies. Like neither of them broke any ground.
Yeah.
It was they did not need to be rebooted. They were already great, other than Bully Maguire ruining things. They were great 1 and 2. We liked Tobey Maguire, and then they just kind of rebooted them for no reason.
Yeah. Now here's the
This is No Way Home.
No Way Home,
Yeah,
which
so-
I agree.
You know, so
I would not put it higher than B tier,
so I'm with
but
you.
I did really enjoy it.
Yes, I'm with you in the sense that like it was
I think low B.
So work with me on this thought. So you have obviously now multiverse is just a completely
complete
out of
ass,
control. It's horrible. Everything about it is bad. Anytime they introduce a character from some other series, from some other movie, I just get sad and upset. But that was the first time it was kind of ever done, where you all of a sudden had Tobey Maguire show up.
This was the
you had,
so I mean, so you can either look at it like, oh, it's this movie's fault. It opened the floodgates,
Right.
or you can look at it like, hey,
This is
you
the one
can't
time it
actually do it
worked.
competently.
right, and so
And Spider-Verse as well. I think Into the Spider-Verse, which I forgot to put on here.
yeah.
But Spider-Verse as well.
Yeah,
does it really well.
So my thoughts about No Way Home when I first watched it was, one, I don't really care. It was like morphine for a Spider-Man.
Yeah,
fan.
but to me,
All
in terms
those-
of like enjoying a movie, I think that puts it in B tier.
yeah, and I agree,
Like
And-
low B tier.
And then, but I would say that as far as like a story wise. Like
It was kind of a
none of
mess.
it made sense.
Yeah.
Sometimes there was even plot holes in the sense that like Jamie Foxx's character didn't know the other Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So there were big problems there.
No, I agree. But the chemistry between the three Spider-Men is just so good. I think it does carry the movie above just competent.
Yes. Okay. I agree.
And you get closure for Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. I think was really, really beautiful. Like the way they work together.
Yes.
The way there were different aspects of Spider-Man where Tobey Maguire is the old and seasoned veteran, and Andrew Garfield is the rash one who went down a dark path,
Right.
But is like trying to come back from that. And then obviously Tom Holland, who's like the new kid on the block.
Yeah.
And
Their dynamic together was
phenomenal.
amazing. Like watching them have those conversations, I could just, as a fan, sit there and do that all day long. Like it was so much fun. But the
I
story
agree.
itself was
So that's why I put
detached.
it at low B.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though I would say I enjoyed it more than some of these other
Oh
movies.
yeah, I'm
right.
fully with you.
So now let's just go through quickly, tier by tier, and rearrange if we need
Okay.
to. So Lord of the Rings. In the
Yes.
Lord of the Rings tier, we have the Lord of the Rings. Any questions about that?
Nope.
Moving on.
That is 100%
S tier,
good.
we have the original trilogy: Rocky, Mulan, The Dark Knight, The Matrix, T2, Alien, X2, Spider-Man 2, Con Air, Bourne Identity, MI3, and John Wick.
I think that's great.
And I like that order is fine for
Yeah,
me as
that-
well.
that order is
I
fine.
actually might put Spider-Man 2 up and X2 above Alien, just because I like Alien. I think it's a great movie, but I enjoy these movies more. I put T2 in them. So like these two movies are fantastic, but I would rather, if I had to pick between these four, I'd rather watch these two again.
Yeah, I agree. The only thing I'm thinking is the beginning of this A tier is real strong. It might break its way into, but you know.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do it. Okay. So you got Ocean's 11, Lion King, Escape from the Planet of the Apes, that Apes 3, Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm gonna bump X-Men up. And Spider-Man as well. I'm gonna put Raiders of the Lost Ark lower just because it's good, but like didn't sing to me, right?
Yeah, I agree with
I'm
that.
happy putting all the Rockies here. Can I put Batman Begins higher, like above X-Men? You good with that?
Yeah, I mean, I thought Batman Begins belongs in S tier, but that's just I know that's.
Well, we
probably
already got
not.
Dark Knight in S tier, so
Yeah.
I think high A
I
for
agree.
Batman Begins. Fury Road. I'm going to bump Fury Road down because it really is just visual spectacle, but it is really good visual spectacle. But I'm going to put that down. I'm going to put Oppenheimer down as well because I don't want to rewatch it. Even though it was a
Yeah,
very long movie.
that does become a problem. Yeah, when you don't want to rewatch a movie.
Grinch. These I'm just putting at the bottom because they're Christmas movies. So.
Yes.
So there anything you would bump? I'll put Predator 2 here. Anything else you think I should rearrange here or bump up or down? So we've got.
I might put the cartoon Transformers a little lower just because it's
a cartoon.
Yeah, and it's in contention
I'll
with a
move
lot of
Star
other
Wars
really
up.
good
I'll move Star
movies.
Wars
all those other movies that it's fighting with are phenomenal.
How about that?
Yeah.
That better?
Yeah, I like that.
I like Super. Again, I'm kind of bumping Indiana Jones down, not because it's a bad movie.
No,
because
but
I like.
I agree.
The other ones better.
I don't have as much of a relationship with that movie.
So
as I do
I'm
with the
moving
others.
Moneyball down as well. Not that it's bad. Again, these are all A tier,
Yeah.
but it's like, which would I rather watch?
Yeah. Original Transformers is pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, that's why I'm actually. You know what? I'm actually going to put that one in front of Indy.
We got a request for Liam. So Liam is right there. He's just enjoying his water bottle.
I
and-
agree with everything, guys. Definitely. I think American Beauty should have been Lord of the Rings tier, but other than that, we're good.
Thank you, Liam.
Moneyball should have been its own tier above Lord of the Rings.
Thank you, Liam. We really appreciate you for chiming in.
Liam,
and,
you're
and-
fired.
And being on the show.
Liam Maxwell's hot takes.
All right, so you good with A tier for now? Let's go through it. Oceans 11, Lion King, Batman Begins, X-Men, Spider-Man, Apes 3, Beauty and the Beast, Star Wars 1, Rocky 4, 2, then 3, Aladdin, Star Wars 3, Born Supremacy, Transformers, Fury Road, Predator 2, Terminator, Indy 1, X-Men Days of Future Past, Equalizer 1, Aliens, Moneyball, Animated Transformers, Oppie, and then the 2 Christmas movies.
Yeah, I like that. I like
Sweet.
that. I think that's solid.
Excellent. All right, B tier, the baller tier.
It's full.
Yeah, it is pretty full, and I'm happy to rearrange this.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
I'll put
keep,
Star Wars at the
keep it all where it is, unless something just jumps out at you
All right.
as being out of place.
all right, Attack of the Clones,
Yeah.
Predator 1, Logan, Planet of the Apes 1, Rocky 6, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, OG Batman, Lego Batman, Alien 3, Back to the Future 1, then 3, then 2,
Yep.
Animated Jungle Book and Little Mermaid.
Yep.
I think those are great. Indy 3, Original Oceans,
I could drop a little. It was kind of just fun.
which
Like,
Indy 3?
No, Original Oceans.
Yeah,
I
I'm okay with that.
Other than the ending, it was a very mid movie. It was just kind of happening.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm okay with that. I'm okay
Yeah.
with that. The two other new Planet of the Apes, Bourne Ultimatum, Mission Impossible 1, 4, 1 and 4,
Yep.
John Wick 3, 1 and 6, Mission Impossible 3, and then Mission Impossible 4 and 5. John Wick 3, Mission Impossible 4 and 5. Yeah, though I can't even rearrange those. It's
Yeah.
like- I do think MI1's above all the other ones just because it's
Yeah.
just,
I agree.
It's just
I
so
agree.
iconic. OG Oceans, First Underworld.
Yep.
I'm gonna put Rocky 5 above those.
Yeah.
Matrix.
any
I'm
round.
gonna put Matrix Reloaded above those as well. Rogue One, I know you didn't like, but are you okay with me putting it?
Yeah,
there?
that's fine. It's not that I didn't like it. To be honest, I think that it's the same problem that Andor had, where it was like a phenomenal series done on kind of like a worthless person that doesn't really have much of a connection to Star Wars. Like
Sure,
their
sure.
story didn't really even need to be told. Like it wasn't really vital.
Sure.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I'm like a really well-made movie.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Okay. Dark Knight Rises, Rogue One, Fantastic Mr. Fox, Ocean's 13, Ocean's Original,
Yeah.
Underworld, Cinderella live action, Equalizer 3, Lethal Weapon, Equalizer 2, John Wick 4, Lethal Weapon 2, Mad Max 2, Road Warrior, First Deadpool. I'm going to put that at the bottom of B. Wolverine, Homecoming, First Class, Far From Home, First Ghostbusters, Amazing Spider-Man, No Way Home, Deadpool.
Yeah, you could put No Way Home above Amazing Spider-Man. Honestly, it could jump higher because it does have that element of just being like,
Yeah, and that's why I think
Yeah.
B tier is good because it has that chemistry part is
Yeah.
A, possibly S tier,
Yeah.
but then the rest of the movie is C tier.
yes.
So I think B is
that's
a happy
That is a perfect way to
medium.
put it. It's a perfect way to put it.
All right, exact mid.
Exact mid.
John Wick 2, Indy 2, Ocean's 12, Underworld 3, Matrix 3, Apes 4, Ghostbusters 2, Underworld 2, Apes 5, Tom Cruise Mummy, Animated Cinderella, Live Action Jungle Book, Lethal Weapons 4 and 3, Live Action Aladdin, AVP 1, Autism Predators, and Deadpool. Unfortunately, that's the only way I can describe it. And Deadpool 2.
You see,
It's like
this-
nothing for me to do here. What do you think?
So my only thought on this is that there are movies amongst these that we actually think belong in a tier that was like, these are so forgetful that they're just completely mid. Like I think if we went through and just pointed at those, we'd be like, Ghostbusters 2 belongs there, the 2 Planet of the Apes belong there, maybe Underworld belongs there. There were just
So-
movies that just kind of like maybe all the Lethal Weapons
So,
belong
so
there.
in that case, do you want to move John Wick up 1
yeah, I would say that like
and Indy Temple of Doom down 1.
Yes.
Ocean's 12.
Up one.
I'm happy to go
It's
up
up
1.
one.
Underworld Lycans down 1.
Down 1.
Revolutions, I'll go up.
Up.
That
That's
one.
fine. Yeah, that
one.
stays. That stays.
Underworld, I'm going to go down.
That goes. That's original Underworld?
No, the second one. Original's in B tier.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. to be confident.
Mummy Tom Cruise, you want to put it bottom of B? Or is it C?
And that one still might stay in exact mid.
Yeah, okay.
It didn't do anything wrong. We were just expecting it to be the one that ended the series.
Sure.
Didn't. I'm fine with those being there, I guess. Yeah.
These two, I don't remember anything
Yes,
about.
they can
I remember
stay.
enjoying them.
See, Aladdin, like,
Wanna move down to
it
competent?
was, yeah. Let's move it down to competence and
AVP, exact. Competent.
I'd be fine with any of these three for AVP. So maybe that means middle is perfect for it. I don't know.
Okay, so we'll leave that one there. What about Autism Predators? I do not think
That
it's
could
B.
go down one,
Yeah.
honestly. Go down one. And then Deadpool 2
Again,
can-
Deadpool 2 is just exactly Deadpool 1,
Yeah,
so that's why I'm leaving it there.
can be at the very bottom of the one above if we wanted, or the very top of exact mid. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave it.
Yeah, in the middle of mid, end of mid, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave it right. The order of exact mid does not matter.
Yes.
All right, competent. We have Autism Predators. So, I mean, most of our movies, if we look at the bad movies, which there's a lot of failures, but there's also the biggest things are A and B. So I think we've mostly watched good movies. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
So competent. We have Autism Predators, Aladdin live action, Underworlds 2 and 3, Indy 2, Mad Max 3, Prey, The Batman, The Mummy, Keaton Batman, Peter Pan, Pinocchio, Dumbo, Lady of the Tramp, Fast 5, Bumblebee,
I love we just put one of the Fast Fives down here, other than
Bumblebee,
like they all the other ones. exist,
Transformers
and they're so
3,
bad it's good.
Prometheus, and Amazing Spider-Man 2. So
Yeah,
I
like
honestly
that.
feel like I can move Amazing Spider-Man higher on this tier.
Yeah, sure. It's actually a fun watch. The movie itself isn't great as far as it in the Batman both exist a little higher. It's just the Batman is so long and it's just kind of agonizing to have to rewatch.
Yeah, exactly.
Other than that, yeah, I think that's good. Very solid.
Yep, I'm happy with that.
I'm happy with that.
I
Here's
know
a fun
people will
list.
probably. This is honestly probably one of our most controversial picks is putting this low.
Well,
But I mean, we didn't like it. So what do you want us to
I
do?
mean, that one almost could have made it in the tier below where it's so bad it's good because there was that scene where the guy is like doing all like the karate
Never
stuff.
rubber road his movie. It happened multiple times.
Yeah,
where Karate Guy and he just falls off a building.
Yeah, he's like doing all these flips and spins, and then he just himself falls off. And there's not even a fight between him and Batman. So there was a weird moment there.
All right, the so bad it's good. I think I'll put Hebrew Hammer at the bottom of that.
Yeah.
Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes also down there because it's just like for them one thing. Mummy Returns 100% at the top.
Yes, it is
These
the
two,
best.
I think these three 100% at the top, and then the rest of them are Fast and I'll put
Well,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man can be up there too.
Yeah.
And then all the Fast.
And then all the Fast
literally
in any
6.
order, they're all nonsense.
Yes.
So take your pick.
They're
Moving on.
Just
I don't know
asinine.
that there's much to do there. All right, moving on. Doo-doo tier.
So these are bad
Yeah,
movies.
bad
These are
movies.
movies that we would say are bad movies. Are
Bad
they as
movies.
offensive as some other ones? No,
No.
but they are very, very bad.
Yeah, American Beauty is the weird one because it's like technically a really good movie, but it's
Yeah.
just so uncomfortable to
I mean,
watch.
there is a.
It made me
there is
feel
a-
like doo-doo watching it.
There's a clear caveat to the point where there is actually underage nudity, and that doesn't matter how good a movie is. You should not watch something with that. So, yeah, there's question whether that movie should be a movie anymore. So yes, that I'm fine.
Should we put it into or should we make a pedo tier for that one?
It's fine. Let's just
We're
keep
just
it
gonna
at the
leave it
bottom
there.
of doo-doo.
Yeah, Batman Forever and Batman Returns should be next to each other. Yeah, this should be bottom, like down on doo-doo. I think Afterlife was like near Little Mermaid. It was not good, but it wasn't like
Afterlife
it was a doo-doo
might even
movie, but
creep its way into like the
maybe competent, like
maybe
pseudo
mid.
competent.
Yeah,
so
I don't know. Yeah, it's
yeah.
yeah. This list looks pretty solid.
I'm gonna put Mad Max lower because that was just I didn't.
That almost belongs in the American Beauty one, where it's just like uncomfortable.
These two
to
are
watch.
like.
It's just weird, man.
This one, I know we would argue about which one's worse. I think Salvation is just the worst movie.
That's fine.
but,
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
I think Underworld Awakening was pretty bad.
It was really bad. That one might belong a tier down.
Well, we already have the other one was so much worse. So
No,
that's why
the other one's not in
failure.
failure. The other one's in the
Oh, you're
bottom.
right.
Bottom.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah,
You're
put it
right.
at the top of there. Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go.
All right. Failure tier.
Oh, boy,
yeah, no
here we
question about these two. That one for sure. Although, if we watch number 5, that might bump this one up.
I don't know, man. I think it's still bad.
Let's see. Garbage. Garbage. Actually,
Jason Bourne can go up one.
to just doo-doo.
Yeah, bottom
Yeah.
of doo-doo.
Yeah, I agree. That can go up.
Planet of the Apes 3 is pretty low.
Chest
Put
so
Planet of the
bad.
Apes 3
And
very
Planet
low.
Apes
on
2,
this.
yeah, that one's down, not as bad as Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
Which is not as bad as Resurrections.
Oh, yeah,
which was not as bad as Dark Fate. Which is not as bad as The Force
Oh,
or
man.
Rise of Skywalker. But they're not as bad as this.
And then
So-
live action Mulan.
yeah, that one's definitely. My personal opinion is this is it's verging on. I wouldn't say it's Last Jedi tier, but it's verging on that.
I think the live action Pinocchio is one of the worst pieces of anything I've ever watched.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was. Man, okay, so we're in the failure zone.
we're literally
these are
just-
all
yeah.
atrocious. We're just picking hairs there
Yeah.
because, as bad as all of these are,
They are not in this bottom tier. of trite.
goodness gracious, these are another levels of bad. These are the movies that made us question whether movies were like whether we should just find a way to delete all movies ever.
Yeah.
Other than Lord of the Rings, obviously, I would never touch those.
Yes. These movies are horrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, and not in like a horror movie way.
Almost all for different reasons too.
Yeah.
Like
so
this one, Underworld Blood Wars, just made zero sense, and they contradicted themselves.
the whole-
and
yeah.
it was so dumb. Peter Pan and Wendy, it's just like the height of toxic Hollywood politic.
Yeah.
It was
is
just
really
just
rough.
poison, just absolutely pure poison aimed at children, which is just
Yeah.
abysmal.
Really
and even though
yucky.
Jude Law was trying really hard,
Yeah, for
Alien
Jude Law.
Resurrection. What the hell, man?
We spent some time talking about that. That was bad on like pretty much every
on,
level.
like
of
every
movie.
possible level of filmmaking. This was bad. Ghostbusters 2016 is a comedy that didn't have a single funny joke in it, and then The Last Jedi is The Last Jedi. So
Yes, The Last Jedi represents the bottom of the barrel. So
it is the example of an abomination of a movie.
This is the most cohesive rankings that you'll ever see on these movies. If you're ever wondering at how to rank all these movies, this is how to do it.
Yeah.
This is the proper way.
So this is correct.
So let me look at that S tier. Yes, I would watch any of those movies again
Right now. I'd watch them right now. In fact, we just watched A New Hope. I would sit down and watch A New Hope again.
Yeah.
Like we watched A New Hope.
I would watch
last week.
Con Air again.
Oh, yeah.
I would watch Born Identity anytime. The first John Wick, Mission Impossible 3.
I kind of want to go watch The Matrix again now.
I want to watch
so
all
good.
of these movies. We should just go and watch.
We should
these
do that.
again.
Just do a
An
S tier
S-tier.
marathon. And
S-tier.
man, I could. Yeah. That'd be fun.
Dude, watching
I
the
would love
original
to watch.
Spider-Man 2
Original
would be a lot of
Spider-Man,
fun.
Spider 2, X2,
Terminator 2.
Oh, man, yeah.
The Dark Knight.
I would love to sit down and watch all these movies again. Man, we might have to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe we have to intersperse between our series. We watch an S tier movie
just to like cleanse our palate.
Yes, exactly.
All right, so now we'll have to kind of move fast. We're getting
right.
to late hours here, so we've got probably another 15 minutes.
All right.
So we can race through
So
this.
we have now
Just the
just
series.
the series. So you'll notice there's some movies missing because like the Disney stuff is not in series. So
Yes.
we start with Lord of the Rings, which is obviously has Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
Superior, awesome, banger, could be better, don't bother, and fuck off. All right. The Mad Max series.
I'm gonna
I
put
think-
that at like could be better. Really, Mad Max
Because
Fury Road is the only
excellent,
one
but
that
2 was fun and 3 was fine. It really is just one that's trash. So I would put this in banger.
it's whatever the exact middle is.
Banger.
Okay, throw it in the banger. Yeah, I guess.
X-Men, awesome.
Awesome.
Despite the later ones, I think the
man.
first 2.
See, this is what's gonna make.
There's enough good movies that I think as a series, it's still awesome.
This is what's gonna make ranking Star Wars incredibly hard.
Yeah. And I honestly should have split up the trilogies. Predator, I would put in banger. No, actually, I would put in could be better because there were only 2 good movies there.
Yeah, I would agree. And
And a lot
there's
of them
just
were
a lot.
bad. AVP, don't bother.
Dude, don't bother.
Alien is tough because the first 3 are great.
Yeah, I would put it in awesome or
But
yeah, I'd
then
put
the
it in
rest of
awesome.
them, it does have
Yes.
the worst movie ever.
It
But the first
drags
3 are
down a
so.
lot.
The first one in particular is so worth watching.
Yes.
that puts it up there.
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon, I'll just put banger. They were all good.
Yeah,
they were all
that's
good.
fine, that's fine,
Nothing to
yeah,
complain about.
that's fine.
Same with Back to the Future.
Yep.
Fast and Furious, banger, 100%.
Oh my
It's all
gosh.
that's top
Well,
of bangers.
see, this is the thing though. When there are so many in the so bad it's good category, then you're like, is
It's
it
a
bad or
banger.
good? Is
Yeah,
it bad or
it's
good?
a banger. It's so banger. It's banger. Planet of the
yeah.
Apes.
Planet of
I
the
think
Apes is
banger.
awesome.
Yeah, no, I agree. Awesome.
I
There was only the 2 movies that we despised. The one we despised,
And one was so
then
bad
the
it's
one
good.
that was so bad it's good.
Yeah,
But
and that
all the
one's
other
not
ones
a
are
bad
really
watch.
solid.
Yeah, I think
So,
that
yeah,
they hit on pretty much every level. There's not
Yeah.
really a whole lot of horrible ones.
So here's the problem: Star Wars
Yeah.
original trilogy, prequel trilogy, sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and put it in superior.
Yeah, because I would
Because
say
I think-
original series is right up there with Loader. Like
Yeah.
I would Loader, then the original series, and then every other movie made.
Yeah,
like
I
is
agree.
how I do my rankings of everything.
Yeah, I agree.
And then I know that my prequel rankings are much higher than others. That's just nostalgic me value, but like I put the prequels very high. But yes, I agree.
I've always liked the prequels.
Keep
I was never
it
down on
keep
them,
it at
but-
super. I agree with that.
Yeah, because let's be honest, there are 3
Honestly,
absolutely impeccable, perfect movies.
Yes.
There are 3 movies that have flaws but are still great.
Yeah.
And there are 3 movies that should be thrown in the trash can, and they didn't happen because they're post Disney.
yeah,
they're
we'll
all
say
Disney's
we'll say
fault.
that they never
Trash.
happened. So it's
Yeah.
really just the
It doesn't actually exist. It was bad fan fiction.
Yes.
Well, because they erased the extended universe, so it doesn't
It's
actually
the
happen.
veil of the Force,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
It never happened.
Somehow, the sequels never happened.
All right, the
Born Identity, I think
That's up
awesome.
to awesome I would say it's an awesome because
I think
it's
5 movies, 3 are great, 1 is forgettable, and 1 was bad. So I
Yep.
think,
Yep.
yeah, I think awesome. Underworld, I think could do better.
could be better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terminator. This is tough because 1 and 2 are so good, and then all the rest of them are just dog water.
I mean, and when we say all of them, I mean like they made like
every
4
single
or
one.
5,
and
It's-
they're not just mid; they're all
they're
bad.
So I think that
think
one goes
could
to
do better.
be better, which is really sad because 1 and
Yeah.
2 are just incredible.
incredible. And that's the trouble with doing series.
Yeah.
But hey, if you have 6 and 7 movies in a series and only the first 2 are good, your series needs to do better.
And this is what
you
we're-
need to do better, Senator.
This is what we're trying to do. This is why we're doing this tier list.
Equalizer, I think banger. They're all good.
Yeah, I actually think Equalizer is a banger.
I think Mission Impossible also
Is a banger.
banger. Yeah,
for sure.
Top of banger.
Yeah.
Ocean's 11, I think
it's awesome. Yeah. Ocean's
Even though Ocean's 8 was
series,
doo.
Yeah.
All the other ones are very watchable. Even though I'm not a huge fan of 12, it's still fun.
They introduce characters that you don't really care what they're doing. Like you're just
Yeah.
interested to see them interacting
They're just
with
so
each other.
suave.
Yeah.
Again, like the Matrix, it just exudes cool.
Yeah, it really is fun to watch.
Rocky, a superior.
Dude, yeah.
100%.
Rocky
That
series
was
is just
easiest ranking of my life.
yeah,
Like, didn't even think about it.
that one. There's nothing bad about it. There's really nothing bad about
Yeah.
it. I can't stress that enough. Go and watch that series. It'll just make you happier.
Now, here's my question to you: Does John Wick go in S tier, or does it go in the top of awesome tier?
I think it's an awesome tier. See, the cool thing about John Wick is that Keanu Reeves created all of this kind of like at a time where there weren't really any actions. Like there hasn't really been action movies like this other than Tom Cruise making Tom Cruise movies. It's just been like, hey, I'm going to create this character out of thin air called John Wick. He's amazing. Even the movies that aren't that great are still really fun to watch. They're awesome action, and they get progressively more ridiculous. But it's an amazing series. So much fun to watch. It's definitely awesome.
So Transformers might go in the
Might
fuck
go
off
in
tier.
because
even
Let's
though
go. Don't bother. Let's go. Don't bother.
I can go.
The
Don't
first
bother.
one is
Low Don't Bother. The first
great.
one's great. The animated one's great, but all the other ones
Yes.
are so arduously long. It's
Yeah.
like eating a cheesecake of a flavor you don't like a
Yeah.
manhole-sized cheesecake of a flavor you don't like, and you're lactose intolerant, and it's not your cheat day. It's just
It's awful.
it's awful. Mummy might
don't
be
bother.
fuck off tier.
It
really
it's
is just those
FF
moments.
for sure. It's at the very bottom.
Matrix, I think, is awesome.
Awesome tier, high awesome tier.
Indie, I think is
I don't-
low. It's either low bang or it's high.
Yeah,
could be better.
exactly. I think that might be controversial, but
Yeah,
I
so
I
I'm
would
gonna put it there.
especially the 2 new ones. I haven't seen the newest one, but I'm imagining it's horrendous.
Yeah.
After I watch it might go into the don't bother. I don't know.
Yeah.
Batman's got to
tricky
be
because it's like half good and half bad. But I honestly think the good ones are so good that I think Batman goes in S tier.
Yeah, and the bad ones all exist in the kind of the swamp.
Other than Batman versus Superman, they're all watchable.
Yeah, they all exist in the swamp of like you'll forget it and it's old and weird, but like it's not offensive. It's
and
not,
a lot of people actually like those first two.
Yes,
so,
they do, which is different for us. But
Yeah.
but yes, the Nolan trilogy carries that super high.
Yeah. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's
I think,
great. The problem is they really
think
so
up here.
Amazing Spider-Man pulled it into that mid territory, and then the third Spider-Man was so bad that it jumped down. But it's like the same thing with X-Men. Yeah, I would put it right there with X-Men. Has the same trajectory. And Ghostbusters either don't bother or F off because
it has the worst movie,
yeah,
second worst movie on this tier list, other than Alien 4.
TLJ. Well, and TLJ.
Oh, TLJ, right? But we're again that
Star
the
Wars
the
is
sequel
good
series
enough,
is here.
Yeah.
I meant to do
Yeah.
again. I
We'll
ran out of
just
time because
pretend
I meant to do
it's okay.
each individual trilogy, and that's the trouble with doing like series as a whole. Is
Yeah.
it's ups and downs. It's ups and downs. So
Yeah.
yeah, Ghostbusters. The first one's fun,
Yeah.
but honestly, the rest of it's not worth your time, including one of the most atrocious, painful movies we've ever watched.
Yeah, that is. I agree. So you could literally just say like the Mummy and the Ghostbusters series weren't even worth watching.
Nope.
We had to watch those.
Yeah, those are the two where I mean, it wasn't like every moment was bad,
No,
but I will never rewatch any of the Mummy movies. I'll probably never rewatch any of the Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And they included some of the worst movies and movie moments we've watched. Just like nothing redeemable in there.
So you separated AVP for I guess because Alien Predator and then Alien versus Predator.
So I didn't know how to do that. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's only 2 movies, but I wasn't sure how to split that up.
Transformers, you're right. As sad as it is to have to miss the first one and the animated one, there are so many and they're all so long that it feels like.
But so here's the beautiful part about this is you guys don't have to watch the whole series like we did.
The very last thing we're gonna do is let's give our top 5 for each of us, just because I don't even think giving a bottom 5. I think we'd be pretty agreement.
Let me pull up the
go back to the
big list.
The big list. And let's get our personal top 5 after Lord of the Rings because these get all.
And I'm gonna do original trilogy as one unit.
Yeah, let's take away Star Wars and Lord of the Rings. Let's go ahead and do that.
Yeah, that's fair.
And just exist after that
of what is on the list.
Yeah, give me a couple seconds here. I'm gonna look through and try to.
I can go if you want to.
Yeah, go ahead and give your top 5.
So Mulan.
Okay.
The Matrix.
Okay.
Both of those 100% in my top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Then and I really do agree with putting all of the other ones here in S tier.
Also, you can look at awesome tier if you had ones that were pulled down because of my voting.
Well, that's what I'm looking. I'm looking in awesome tier and even like so.
Looking awesome in S is good. You're probably going to get your top 5 out of these 2.
Probably, but I can be contentious. Man, X2 and Spider-Man 2 are both just so good.
Yeah, they are.
It feels weird, and like honestly, these
really
5
tough.
right here, this block: Mulan, Dark Knight, Matrix, X2, Spider-Man 2. It would be hard for me to turn down ever watching any of these movies.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Even though, again, anything in S tier I would watch, and most of the things in A tier I'd be happy to sit down and watch immediately.
Yeah.
But man, those 5 I could watch over and over again.
Yeah, I think I would go Con Air.
I know you would.
The first Matrix.
Uh-huh.
Then Batman Begins. I know I'm pulling that
Yeah,
up
I know.
high.
But you already talked about why you would pick Batman Begins. That's fine.
And
entitled to your opinion, even if it's wrong.
And then it gets really interesting because all of these are good.
Yeah.
I think I might say the original Rocky. Because
I was thinking about that one too.
I just think of the music that plays while he's walking down the street. It's like the soft undertones of the main theme, but it's played on the piano, and it's him just like talking to the people in the street. Like, it's just such a feel good movie.
It's really good.
So good. And then I'd probably go. I want to say Mulan, but then I want to like combine X2 and Spider-Man 2 as well.
Yeah, I mean they're both superhero movies, so yeah.
Yeah, I would probably pick Mulan. So then my top 5 would be Con Air, Matrix, Batman Begins, Rocky, and Mulan.
Yeah. My bottom 5 would be
would be those 5
those
movies.
4 plus
No, that's 5. That's 5.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, those 5.
Yeah, would be those 5.
I might swap out
yeah, it's true.
Underworld Bloodwords for live action Mulan, but this is not a movie worth watching. But this one turns my stomach.
Yeah, I would agree. I think
in fact, I can't. My rage is so boiled
the movie
over
doesn't
by this
make
movie.
any sense. Like fundamentally,
It's not just that, but
it
also
doesn't
that
make
they
any sense.
bastardize such a beautiful and wonderful, and maybe because I love the original Mulan so much.
no, we both do.
That I utterly, and because like even as bad as Blood Wars is, it wasn't like ruining something I enjoy.
Sure.
Whereas all these other things arguably are taking something that is good or well known, and just that's why Last Jedi is down here. So like I think these 2 in particular are extra heinous for ruining something that was so good. Took something S tier and turned it into something shit tier.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I think I would take that same order. I mean, Mulan might be at the end of it, but I would put it ahead of Blood Wars. So I'd probably just take the same order with Mulan over there on that side.
Yeah.
And I'd probably put Peter Pan and Wendy ahead of probably all of them. Like, except for it would be TLJ as the worst
for sure.
And then Peter Pan and Wendy.
Yep.
And then Ghostbusters. And then Mulan and then Alien.
Yeah.
Like that. That would be my order.
My only change would be to put Mulan down here.
Yeah. Yep, and that would be top 5, bottom 5, individual movies. And then we have our
of the
series.
170 that we've watched.
Yeah, pretty difficult. Because honestly, anything in that failure tier, I would
insane.
slap you if you made me watch it again.
Yeah.
What's one in the failure tier that you could watch right now that you'd be like, okay, you
let
wouldn't
me look
like
back over these that I could watch again.
Yeah.
I
Boy, you
think
really
I
put me
think
on the spot here.
I think X-Men Origins Wolverine.
I could watch Tokyo Drift again. It's so dumb and just just absolute trash. But I could watch it. I could either watch this. Honestly, as bad as Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is, I don't hate it.
Yeah, and it's got
It's a
what's his
trash
name
movie.
in
It's
it?
got Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
It's a trash movie, but I
Crystal
don't hate
Skull
it.
or X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah,
I mean, they're both terrible
Any of
movies.
these two, these are all
but-
bad movies I would never
Yeah.
want to watch again. But if I had to pick from the shit tier,
Yeah.
I could watch these three again. I could
Yeah.
sit down and enjoy watching them. They almost move into so bad it's good territory.
Okay, go up one tier. Let's see if you had to watch one in this tier.
X3.
Let me look. These are terrible.
They're really bad. Yeah.
I think
yeah,
X3. X3.
Because honestly, again, even as we were watching it, we're like, it's
Yeah,
bad. It's
yeah.
for sure doo-doo
No, no.
tier. But honestly,
100%.
it's watchable.
All right, go up one.
So bad it's good.
Any of these would be fun.
yeah,
to-
these would be
well,
fun.
the top one
The
would
Fast
be
and Furious are a little redundant. So
Yeah.
I would watch Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man
and Mission
3.
Impossible. Like these four
Yeah.
would be a lot of fun
Great,
to,
yeah, great.
to do again.
Great.
Competent tier, which of these I would prefer to watch?
Maybe The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Again, it's just kind of fun and
I could
action
watch
filled.
that one.
I haven't seen it in a while.
This is it's just too long.
Yeah, I know. That's just too bad.
I could watch Temple of Doom again. It was really weird, but
I don't know. I don't know if I could do that again.
Yeah, I could do it again. I don't know if I'd want to, but I could.
Maybe-
I could watch Peter Pan.
Oh yeah, there we go. I could do Peter Pan or Pinocchio. That's what I'll do. I'll choose one of those.
Yeah. Exact mid. I would want to rewatch Lethal Weapon 3 and 4 to see what actually happened because I literally don't remember a single thing about these movies.
I just do Deadpool 2 because it's funny. Might as well. Just
yeah,
go
I didn't
laugh
like
out of it.
Deadpool 2. I mean, it's funny, but like, for me, it just doesn't have much rewatch value.
Yeah. And then Baller.
I could watch AVP again.
Yeah, that's
fun.
actually a good point. That was pretty solid.
Baller, there's a lot of good choices in
A lot
Baller.
of good choices in Baller.
I mean, obviously, we took out Star Wars. I could watch Predator again. I could watch any of the Rockies. I could watch Planet of the Apes again. That was obviously these two. Well, these two would be my first pick. Lego Batman and
Yeah, I know
66 Batman.
because I drug
I
those
love
down
those.
for you.
Yeah,
I think I would
just-
watch
I adore
any
these
of the
movies.
Rocky movies. Would
yeah.
be my first pick because those are just so easy to watch.
Yeah.
Oh, Ocean's 12 is in here too.
Yeah, Ocean's 12 is in here. Ocean's 13 is here.
Oh,
All the Back
yeah.
to the Futures are very watchable. Animated Jungle Book and Little Mermaid.
At this
very
point, we're getting
watchable.
into movies that like I wouldn't mind you just watching.
None
now.
of these.
Yeah.
None of these are.
Great.
Yeah, I wouldn't be unhappy watching any of these movies. I definitely would have preferences, but I could watch any of these again.
Sure.
And then
And
A
at this
tier,
point-
I'd probably go for Lion King.
Yeah,
If I just
all these
Lion
movies
King or
are
Beauty and the
great.
Beast. If I just I do want to rewatch the sequels. Or
Yeah, the
sorry,
prequels.
Nope. Hold on, I just vomited in my mouth. I do want to rewatch the prequels.
Yeah.
So because we
Agreed.
watched episode 4, so we should do the true canon watch, which is 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6.
Yeah, I'll be
So-
down. I'll be down.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right.
Well, that was a fun episode.
Yeah.
That was cool, guys. Thanks for kind of getting with us in this kind of interim. Again, there are just times that our schedules don't align. We try to be as
It's
consistent.
always my fault.
We try to be as
100%,
consistent
guys.
as possible.
I'll take all the blame. It was definitely me. Don't
Yep.
worry. I'm a bum. I'm taking classes even though I knew that we were recording on Tuesday. I was like, well,
Thursday.
I'm going to do it anyways. So now we had to move to Thursday.
that's right,
I'm definitely not playing volleyball right now.
Yeah,
And,
Liam, it's okay, man. Why don't you just keep drinking your sippy cup there? Enjoy your water. But we appreciate you guys kind of be patient with us. We know we're a little all over the place on Thursdays. We're hopefully going to get much more succinct and kind of in a system here. But we
I mean, we're pretty consistent.
yeah, we
for the most
love
part.
doing this with you guys, and we'll try to keep you up to date as best we can. Like we said, we're going to be taking the next 2 weeks off, and we'll be
Boom,
back
cha-cha.
at the beginning of April. And we're excited to see you guys.
The next time you see me, I'll be a doctor.
This is also true and probably some exciting news for you
Exciting
guys.
news for me. For you guys, the podcast is about to get exactly 25% more educational.
Is that the exact
It's
percentage?
the exact percent. I'm going to be a doctor. I've done the research. This is my thesis is on how much does having a doctor person on your podcast increase the educational value? And it turns out it's exactly 25%. And the result was significant.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next time.